Hello, hello, I'm Chris Solo, and welcome to the Fabled 42, where we build community through friendship, gaming, and chaos. We have a special guest here today to talk about some really cool things. Jason,
Hey, how's it going?
happy to be here.
Yeah, man. So,
Excited.
hey, we're doing this kind of pre-show because we're going to be running a game here in just a few minutes, about 6 o'clock Pacific time,
Mm-hmm.
called the Deck of Stories game, and I've chosen to subtitle that game "The Shameless Plug Adventure" because um, what I'm doing is I've got a Kickstarter going on until Friday. Uh, for something called the Deck of Stories. And I think that Chris, and many people know that on my Instagram, the thing that I'm known for the most is doing game hooks and doing these little like kind of story starters, these little like one or two sentence ideas to kind of get your game going.
Yeah.
And a few years ago, what I did is I put those things out and gave people like next steps and how to use them. And it was funny because I would get people who would message me and go, "Hey, these would be really great for D&D." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's kind of the idea there, man." Um, and so I decided, okay, well, I need to show people how I use these to make adventures for D&D. And so I actually created something about 2 years ago, and I self-published it. And I was showing you this before the show.
Yeah.
I called it the Deck of Stories, and so this is the old version of the cards. It's really basic, bare bones deck of stories. And what they did is they would have like just a simple idea here. A tower suddenly appears next to your camp at dawn, and then the next steps of how to kind of use those ideas. Um, and the idea was is that you could shuffle this deck, you could draw a card if you had like writer's block, or just didn't know where to take your story next. Or the way I kind of look at it is that you have people coming over to play a game. You're supposed to log
Yeah.
in to play a game in just a few minutes, and you were late. You had traffic, you got stuck at work, you haven't eaten anything, and you're like, I have not prepared for this game at all. Oh my gosh! And so you grab one of these cards, and you could use them to
Yeah.
create an adventure. And then so I made something here on the side. Let me see if I can get a good example of this. Uh, that has these little things here, like O and then R and C, which I called the orc storytelling system. And so what this does is it helps you to know that this card might be good for opening action, for rising action, or for climatic action.
Uh,
And so that in my mind, you could kind of use that narrative device called Freitag's Pyramid of kind of looking at the different ways things kind of escalate in a story. And all stories kind of follow that basic structure,
yeah.
and that you can like shuffle this deck and draw 3 cards. And so I created this, did it myself, and it did really well. People really enjoyed it. I know people like the Pickle Dragon on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
Matt Rauscher. He uses them all the time. Some other folks, Epic Jim and such. And last year, I started working with a group of people called 1985 Games, and they really liked it. And they're like, "Hey, we should really like do this, but for realsies." And so earlier this month, on the 1st of October, we launched the new deck of stories, and I happen to have the box right here, which looks like this, which is a far cry from the old box, which is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Um, and it's the same idea, just reimagined altogether. And so the cards now look a little bit different, look like this, which I think is kind of an improvement. And it still has the same ideas on it. So, a meteor, this is hook number one. A meteor crashes nearby. You must first deal with the wildfires it caused. The next steps, kind of some questions like, okay, well, how could I take this idea and develop it? And then right here at the top is the orc storytelling system, that this might be good for opening, rising, or climatic action. And they all have those same ideas on them,
Oh, I
right?
see. And the O and the C or the R would not be highlighted if it's not for that. I
Yeah,
got it. That's cool.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could literally just kind of shuffle the deck and just create your own adventure in like 15 minutes or less. And so the Kickstarter is like way funded, and I'm very very happy with it. But what I thought would be fun is to kind of show off exactly what you can do with this. And so the game that's coming up here in a little bit. We grabbed some of our friends who are streamers as well for the D&D space and asked them, hey, come along and play with us.
Yeah.
And I'm going to create an adventure in just 15 minutes. So yesterday I sat down and I dealt myself 3 random cards and I arranged them around and grabbed some monsters from the monster manual, answered some of these questions there in the next step section, and I created an adventure. So that's what we're going to be playing here at the top of the hour. Is this adventure that I made in just 15 minutes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and so now what I don't want to do is I don't want to spoil the adventure for everyone watching. So I'm not going to show them that. But what I am going to do for this little thing here is I want to try it with you. And I have the deck here, 50 cards, volume 1. And I'm going to shuffle the deck and we'll draw ourselves 3 cards and we'll see what we come up with. And we'll see if we can't, in about 15 minutes, create our own adventure. What do you say?
I'm always for that. Let's do it.
So get that good shuffle sound going on. and what's nice about this is that I really kind of started this because my kids, I taught them how to play D&D. And they loved it, as they should, because they're amazing human beings. But the problem is they wanted to play all the time. Yeah. And so I could either buy all the books and go broke, because they're not cheap, as you well know, or I could just kind of have a way of like always being ready for whatever is coming up next. So, all right, so I've shuffled my deck here, and I'm just going to draw 3 random ones. And what's nice is that we can just kind of, change whatever we want. And oh wow, okay, this is wild. So my cards here, they, the top here will have things that are highlighted, like for the opening action. I got 3 cards. I haven't even read them yet. All of them are just O.
Oh.
So I have 3 opening actions. But the thing is that those, the O, the R, and the C, it's all just it's just suggestions. So we can do what we want. And if we don't like one of the cards, we can burn it and draw another one. So let's see what we got. So the first one says, everyone in town began speaking gibberish, including the party. Communication is impossible. So that's card number 1. Let the chat see that.
Interesting.
And they can throw out their own suggestions. The next one is, oh, this is beautiful. Okay. You are hired to mediate a trade dispute. Decades of bad blood has created a standstill. I can't imagine why communication problems would cause that to happen. So that's actually pretty great.
Yeah.
And, oh, okay, this is great. This is a nice little twist. It says, recent earthquakes opened the entrance to a forgotten necromancer's lair. So that's the last card. Okay, so we can put these in any order we like. What do you like, Chris? What makes the most sense to you?
I think that the earthquake opened up the tomb for the necromancer, who came out and then cast mass feeble mind on everyone. And we were trying to find out what happened.
I like that very much. So what makes sense to me is that the reason they're in town in the first place is they're doing the trade dispute, right? That's what brought them there in the first place. They're hired to be mediators. And this is a pretty, tried and true kind of thing. You can see it in Star Trek. You can see it a lot of places, even in our real world. Let's not look too closely at the Middle East. And so while they're there, there's the earthquake, which makes everything mess up. And then everyone starts speaking gibberish. So I like that. So you're hired to mediate the trade dispute. Recent earthquakes open the entrance to the forgotten necromancer's lair, and everyone in town starts speaking gibberish, including the party. So here's my question to you, Chris. Yeah. If everyone starts speaking gibberish, does that affect spells that have verbal components?
So if you have everyone speaking gibberish while the party is there, then yes. If they are speaking gibberish when they get there, then
no. Oh, I like that. So that we should try to flip the cards.
I guess it depends. So if it's a spell that has made everyone speak in gibberish, then the party wouldn't be affected. But if it was some noxious gas that was released with the earthquake and the necromancer being whatever, which then means the party would have to. That's interesting. If everyone's speaking gibberish, how you have to somehow communicate to find out what's going on to remove it.
Yeah. So Chaka, when the walls fell, right? So I love that. And what's cool is, let's say that the gibberish happens before they get there. but the longer they spend in town, it starts to affect them slowly but surely.
Oh,
And so there's almost like this clock where they can still communicate, but certain words come out barkle. Wait,
interesting.
what would you say?
Like, do they have to
I,
make like saves then?
yeah, I would say like intelligence or wisdom saves,
Yeah,
for them to
to like fight
continue to
off
speak.
whatever's going on. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And then every spell, as they continue on, starts to have harder and harder DCs of wisdom saves to make. I
interesting.
kind of like that. Yeah.
That's fun.
Okay, so if there's a trade dispute, what should the dispute be over? But that's the question, right? What are they fighting over? That's the first next steps part of this card to help us kind of develop this idea. And everyone will do this
And
differently. So,
it's an old dispute, right?
oh, seems like, yeah, because it says decades of bad blood has created a standstill. So that's why your party is there in the first place to
You
be
could go with the
mediators.
stereotypical elves and dwarves and who's the better blacksmith.
Yeah, I like that. Oh yeah, for sure. Everything the elves make is all fancy, and everything that the dwarves
Yeah.
make is practical and fixed. Yeah, I like that. So elves and dwarves. So that even actually poses the question of where this would be happening, right? So this is
Oh yeah.
a forested mountain. So I grew up in the Appalachian Mountains. This is a great mountain that has forests. So you could
Yeah.
have both of those races there like that. So that's the setting. This card is kind of set that for us, and they're fighting over, it's not even who does the best stuff, because it's just
Yeah.
like that's kind of subjective.
Sure.
What about if it's over resources? What about this area not only is a good environment or a biome for both races to be there, but maybe there is a particular metal there. Maybe there's
Mithril.
mithril, right? Or
Yeah.
there's adamantine, right?
Yeah.
Um, could be there, or maybe there's a special metal there where they're maybe, oh, how about this, there's veins of both mithril and adamantine there at the same time, and they like to mix them together, so it's super
Oh.
strong and super light. It's kind of like this vibranium
Sure.
wakanda thing going on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what they're fighting over, and it's about access um to the source material, right? So that's what they're fighting about. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that also means that we're going to have create two NPCs to represent both of the factions, right? So we
That's
can do
true.
that later. And then everyone in town speaking gibberish, right? Communication is impossible. So do you think that when they show up, they're kind of they get to whatever neutral location that they're at, and it's already like they're already shouting at each other,
Well,
but
the fun point is if they're speaking gibberish when they get there, the party won't know that it's gibberish. They're like, "Do you guys
right.
understand this language?" I'm like, "No." Do you like what? What is this? And maybe there's a wizard that casts comprehend language, and he comes up with nothing. Like,
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. Like maybe it's kind of like at first they're like, is this like a West Virginia dialect? What's going on here? Like so I lived for a time in Quebec, in Montreal, and
yeah.
in Nova Scotia, the next province over, there's a version of French which is English and French but put together. Think like
Hmm.
Creole.
Yeah.
And if you speak English and French, even then you might not get what they're saying. Like it's real, like, what the heck is that? And that's a real thing in Montreal.
Yeah.
The people who grow up speaking English and French, they'll hear this. What's it called? It's a Chavel or something it's called.
Hmm.
And they're like, I have no idea. I caught some of that, right? So there's like maybe like a 50%.
Is it because it's too cold up there? Is that what's going on? I'm kidding.
Yeah, they have plenty of time just to sit in their house and make up weird stuff. So maybe like half, like they don't get what's going on, comprehend languages, or if they speak both source languages, they get about half of what's happening.
Maybe. Yeah.
But they have no idea what's going on. But it doesn't. I don't think it would change them like yelling at each other.
No, I mean, you
Yelling-
would definitely
pointing
understand
at
that they were
maps and-
angry, but the players wouldn't know that there was something else awry. They would just think this is the normal language, gibberish.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that at that point would be a great time to drop in another like afterquake of the
Yeah.
earthquake, and like shake things up and people fall over and stuff, and maybe even a great encounter at that point of like some undead coming up out of the fissures,
Yeah.
shadows or ghouls or specters or something at the lower level. I like that. So here's the question then, as we're getting to the necromancer. So obviously the last part of this adventure is going to happen in the necromancer's lair.
Yeah.
They're going to figure out how to get down there eventually. Maybe they pursue some of the undead dissonants who come up out of the fissures. But why? Why does the necromancer want to confound the language of everyone there? Like that. What's the motivation there?
I mean, is it on purpose?
Mm.
Is the break
Ooh.
just a natural gibberish gas, or is it
Oh.
intentional?
Oh, okay. So there's two good ideas you just put out there. One is that there's a gas.
Yeah,
There's something coming out of the fumaroles from these fissures that's causing confusion. It's almost like when there's a natural gas leak in your house and you kind of lose your mind.
yeah,
Um, that's why they put the rotten egg smell
yeah,
in gas lines. Or what about this? What if it's not on? What if it is on purpose? But necromancers are and liches. Let's assume he's a lich of some kind at
sure,
this point. Um, he's from so long ago, even longer than the elves, right? They live super, super long. Maybe
yeah,
he's trying to bend the world to the way it was when he emerged. And maybe this is a
yeah,
proto language that shares common ancestry
yeah,
linguistically of both elvish and dwarvish, right? And
yeah.
so
I
maybe
like
this
that.
is him just trying to change all those things. So that second idea is kind of cool because then it's like, okay, what if it's not just the language he's trying to
Yeah,
change? What about the people? What if the elves and the dwarves start to, for lack of a better term,
morph.
devolve? Yeah, they
Yeah,
start to morph into something that is a common ancestor, as much as they would hate to admit it,
yeah,
right? Because they're feuding. This going back to the first idea
yeah.
of something that is like shorter but also lithe and kind of the slightly pointed ears, but they still have like beards,
Yeah,
where they're trying to
it's like
change and
their
evolve.
ancestors. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like that.
which is going to force them to confront that, hey, we're actually, we actually have more in common than we thought, kind of idea. I kind of like that idea,
It
actually.
is
That's
fun.
kind of
It is
cool.
fun. Yeah, my mind was going to like if he was really that old, then he would be more folklore and legend than actual like history. And
Yeah.
if they spoke his name in the common tongue, then it's like Beetlejuice or like a reverse Beetlejuice or something.
Oh, yeah.
But then if they're
Oh,
speaking
yeah.
this ancient language, then they can't speak his name in modern tongue.
Yeah. That's really good, too. Do you think there's like an area of effect with all this? Like if they leave town, that they could maybe kind of talk shop for a few minutes and then come back in?
Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe.
I also like the idea that as a DM, having to adjudicate, like, well, you can't tell your party member that because you failed your save, so now you're speaking gibberish. So you can't tell them to go over there. So
Yeah,
you can gesture wildly, but you can't.
you can communicate through dance.
Yeah, I saw that in the chat as well. That's awesome. Dance off, bro. Um, so I like that very much. And so the motivation here for a kind of climatic scene with the necromancer slash lich kind of demi lich kind of thing going on is they're wanting a return to the world they used to know,
Yeah,
right? And so I wonder if there's a couple of like win conditions there. Of course, you could try to defeat it and destroy it, depending on
yeah.
the level of the party. But what also too? What about like making them help them understand that that world is just gone. That there's just nothing of that world left. You have to
So
adapt with the times. That
trying to
comes with
educate the necromancer.
yeah, or maybe even getting the two representatives to work together to show them, hey, yeah, that world is gone, but there's still elements
Ah,
of
yeah.
it, so that the necromancer won't leave. Oh, that's it. He's awoken because these two sister races who no longer want to work together are fighting.
Yeah,
That's what broke, like, kind of like woke the mummy, as it were, right?
yeah.
And so getting them to work together is what's going to quell him for another century or more until the next time there's
I
competition,
like that.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that's really good. Okay, so it's 20 minutes after the hour,
it's been about
and
15 minutes.
it's been about 15 minutes.
Yeah,
That sounds freaking awesome. Like I kind of want to run this game now.
excellent, excellent.
So yeah, so yeah, so that I think shows the power of drawing those three random cards and being able to build something in just 15 minutes, and we could develop it even further. I mean, especially if you do this like the night before and have time to
Yeah,
kind of sleep on it and think on it. But now you just have to grab some monsters from the monster manual and kind of think about the environment and think about the terrain and things, and especially if you're playing theater of the mind like I like
yeah,
to do a lot of
yeah,
times, as you know. It's really, really easy. Now you have something that your players would never have to know, that this is what you did. You just kind of like looked at some cards and you're like, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
I mean,
I like that.
have you ever had an adventure where communication was just like banned because of something like the gibberish card?
No, that's a new one. I like it
Right.
though.
Yeah. So let's do this. Let's take some questions from chat. I
Yeah.
think would be a good idea. Like how they would have developed the those three cards, or their own ideas of kind of things. I want to hear from these guys as well. But yeah. So there's just a ton of cards in here, and the adventure that we're going to run tonight, while people are kind of typing in chat, is all they're all from they're from Volume 1 and Volume 2. So what's really cool is that I'm doing on the Kickstarter. I've got Volume 1, which is these cards here, and then I'm going
Yeah.
to reach. Sorry, I'm totally prepared for this. There's Volume 2 on the Kickstarter as well, which is 50 more ideas to add to it. So now it's 100 cards. And then on the Kickstarter, we also added 5 themed boosters. So that's almost 100 more cards that are all in these very specific kind of themes of like hell, high water, gothic, gears, and jungle. And so they're almost like kind of little nods to official adventures like Avernus, Schult, Eberron, Ghosts of Saltmarsh, those kinds of things. But you can kind of use those to really, if you want to like dial in on an Avernus game or something like that, you could do that.
Yeah.
Or just mix them into the big deck. So you just like this giant stack of cards that you just shuffle up and deal all those. And what I'm really excited about, so that I reach over here, is we also have these. Sorry, I'm all over my office here. Sorry about that. Who knew the way to show off cards during a stream about the cards? In the Kickstarter, we also have these NPC cards. So these are really cool because the art is just already done for you, which is really amazing. And then on the backs, it gives you like their name and then 5 characteristics all about the NPCs.
That's really
so
fun.
Like how we were talking before in our game about the gibberish and the necromancer, is we need a dwarf and we need an elf, right?
Yeah.
And so you've got all of these guys here that you could pick from to be your dwarf, to be your elf, to be your representatives for all of these different kinds of things, right? And it doesn't tell them things like, oh, well, they're a fighter or stuff like that. That we have 5 traits on all the NPC cards. So it's like their personality, their skills, a flaw, a goal, and a secret about them. Yeah. And so that you can make them be any role, whether it's the bartender or the representative for the Dwarven Mining Guild or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you can flesh out them in like 0 time. And so I've used 4 of the NPCs from this little like mini pack for the game today. So that's kind of excited to run those, and it helped me create the adventure for tonight in 15 minutes or less. So any ideas or thoughts from the chat here?
One of the questions was, someone asked what the 3 cards were again.
Oh, the 3 cards were, did I put them away? Yeah. Okay, here we go. So the 3 cards were this. You are hired to mediate a trade dispute. Decades of bad blood have created a standstill. The second one is, everyone in town begins speaking gibberish, including the party. Communication is impossible. And then the third card is, recent earthquakes open the entrance to a forgotten necromancer's lair. And what's fun is that I've used all of these cards in adventures before that I've run with either my kids or other people, and I've never used them like this.
Yeah.
The combination and the influence of how we answer these questions, and even the order they place them in, and the fact that I brainstormed them with you as opposed to you there, as opposed to by myself, changed the whole thing. So so those are the 3 cards: gibberish, trade dispute, earthquakes, necromancer.
I like it.
Yeah.
Someone else asked, how will the Roll20 version work?
Yeah, so that's something that's super exciting, is that we just made a partnership with Roll20, and now you can get all the NPC cards and all 190 of the story cards, of the gamebook cards, in Roll20. So through the Kickstarter is the easiest, fastest, and cheapest way to get those. So you can, if you're like, hey, I don't want the physical cards, I do everything remotely now because of social distancing, and I use Roll20. you can pledge on the Roll20 tiers, and you will basically be given those cards digitally, and you can use them in your story prep. They're right there inside of Roll20, and that's the only way we're doing digital content right now, at least. And so all of the tiers on the Kickstarter are either the physical or the digital, but there is an all-in tier where you get literally everything we made physically and literally everything we made digitally in Roll20. So there's a way to get absolutely everything. So we wanted to make a secure, easy way for people to use these digitally, especially if shipping's an issue for you, like you live in Europe or Australia, and you're like, shipping is going to suck. Yeah. Can I just get these digitally? So you can do that for sure with the Deck of Stories.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we have just a couple minutes left before we do our between show break. Yeah. Anything else you want to tell the people that they can look out for tonight?
Tonight, for tonight, the game, I've already pre-done it. I've already kind of dealt myself the cards, give myself some time to think about it. I really did give myself 15 minutes to think about it and to prep this. And so I didn't want to spoil anything today for people who are going to watch the stream. We got some really great people on the stream tonight. Some streamers you may have heard of, may have not have heard of. So that's a secret, but I will show you one of the people that they'll be meeting right away from the NPC cards. This is Saxton, and he is the first character they will meet tonight.
Oh, Saxton.
Oh, Saxton, yes. I hate to be a bother, but I have important information to tell you. Which now, of course, is going to be his voice. So thanks for that, Solo. I had a different one, but now that's it. And so Saxon, he's a gnome, and I got all of his traits right there. And so he'll be someone you'll meet. And at the end of the adventure tonight, I will show everyone the cards that I drew to create the adventure, so they can see just how a few simple sentences can create an entire adventure of awesomeness. So so stick around for the adventure tonight. Here in just a few minutes, and stick around. So
okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take a break. We're not gonna turn the stream off. We're gonna let it run. It's a 30-minute break. I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer. We'll be back at 6:00 p.m. Pacific. Go ahead and enter deck in the chat to enter in our mid-break giveaway. We'll probably do another giveaway later too. But yeah, we'll see you all soon. Does he though?
He does.
It's true.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Awesome. Hi, I'm Jason Russell from Critical Dice. Welcome to Fable 42, where we build community through friendship, gaming, and obviously chaos. You're watching the Deck of Stories game, which I've delightfully subtitled The Shameless Plug Adventure. And this whole game today is powered not only by Vorpal, but also by the Deck of Stories Kickstarter. You can back the Deck of Stories right now on Kickstarter.com. There's only a few days left. But before we do that, I want to throw it to Solo to talk about our other sponsors.
Yes, I just dropped the link in the chat. Go ahead and check it out. So everything that you see that's 3D printed on all of our other streams is brought to you by Griffin Co. And as Jason said, we are Vorpal powered. Our video and audio displays, player indicators, digital dice, zoom features on the battle map, and scanning in cards, all brought to you by Vorpal Board. I have not looked at them, but the 3 of the cards that Jason has pulled for today's campaign have been scanned, and we will show those at the end of the night. So it is one of those really awesome features that Vorpal Board does have. I don't use it as much as I should, but I am getting there. That is on me about doing more things. But I have a lot of really fun things I've been playing around with taking photos of my battle maps and then using digital tokens to kind of... I don't have to build maps all the time, but I can build them and then take photos. But I have lots of fun stuff I'm going to show with that later. But we're here for Deck of Stories. So we do have the 3 cards that Jason pulled, and we'll talk more about all that at the end. But that's all I got. Back to you, Jason.
Excellent. So, hey, we've got a lot of really great players today. Some streamers you may or may not know. but I want to give them a chance to introduce themselves. John, why don't we start with you? We'll go counterclockwise or anti-clockwise, as it were, and finish with Keith. John, take it away.
Sure. I'm John. I am John of Blue Box RPG, and Chris and I have been friends for quite some time. We're both streamers on Twitch. You can follow us on all of our socials. Blue Box RPG on Twitch is our main outlet, but we're also on Instagram and Twitter. I don't check Twitter that much, but other stuff I do. And it's old school D&D we play here. So much like what Fable 42 does with Chris, we got mini play. We're a lot of theater of mind, a lot of the sort of theatrical elements, but also old school D&D. And I think it's just a fun thing that we all do together. So I'm grateful to be here tonight. Thank you for the invite, Chris. And do we talk about our character now? Or
Yes.
Sure.
Yes,
Okay.
do it.
I thought that was a typo. I'm very curious.
No,
Yeah.
that's not a typo at all.
Oh boy.
So I'm going to let you guys figure out what his name is.
No.
All right. But what I will tell you is you see a drow. Silver hair comes out from a hood. Ebony skin with violet eyes that peer from beneath the hood. A rapier is strapped to his side. And he wears black boots and studded leather armor that is also blackened and dark beneath it. You have known him for a bit of time, and he is quiet and often speaks in a raspy voice and very intense, but oftentimes then quizzically odd. Says things that you would not expect, and he is Toxin.
The extra syllables are all silent. Awesome.
Okay, so you want it? Physics try toxinexaxazi. Physics try toxinexaxazi. Toxin in the middle. Boom.
Let's clip that. Awesome.
Please
Diane,
clip that.
if you can speak, please be next.
Well, it's a point of order with John. John joined us a long time ago, back in the Origins of Ukador days. Played an amazing paladin. It was kind of sad that we closed Origins as soon as we did, but we might bring it back.
You kicked me to the curb. You mean you kicked me to the curb is what you mean. That was sad.
Not what happened at all. Well, you didn't die, right? I killed lots of people during that, so living is a
Wait,
good
did
thing.
you die though? Yeah.
But
Diane, please save
please
us.
go check out Blue Box RPG. Some of John's NPC voices will put us all to shame, and it's like it'll make you cry especially when he's like old women and he's just like yelling at people. It's some of the funniest things I've ever seen.
I'm tired of you mocking me, you blast!
That's all I got.
Oh, I don't know if I'm prepared for tonight.
No one is.
Guys.
Nope.
Hey guys, my name's Diane Hall. You can find me at the Pretty DM on the social medias, and you can find me here at Fabled 42 every Monday night with my own Homebrew World campaign, Legends of Shah Gal. Every Wednesday night, playing in Chris's campaign, Realms of Ukador Season 2, and almost every other night when there is something going on, I'm here. Tonight I am playing a high elf druid named Darunia. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. Solo can say that because that's my brother. I don't know how to say our last name, so I'm not going to. There's no umlauts over the I, and that confuses me.
I think I just
So-
pronounced it Nelio, but yeah, that's fine. It means
Okay.
I forget what it means actually.
Cool. We don't even know.
It's in the book. I
Brother,
don't remember.
sister.
True
Cool.
brother sister
Um,
relationship.
Yeah, we don't.
Just
we
don't
don't
know.
She has golden skin, long blonde hair, golden, like bright golden eyes. She wears leather armors with a green cloak. Gives archer vibes, but is definitely a druid.
Right on. All right, Chris Solo.
Yes, you have to excuse my older sister. She gets a little confused.
Older.
Maybe. I went with it. She gets a little confused. She has her heads in the weeds a lot. But yes, I am Bero Nelio. It does stand for Night Breeze. I just had an epiphany. I will be playing an elf fighter. Yes, not sure how I feel about Toxin, but he has been around for quite a while. I guess we'll find out. I actually was going to attempt the full thing, and then I stopped myself.
No.
No, it's great.
That leads madness. All right.
Too much madness so far. We need to bring it down.
Yeah, listen, guys, we said in the intro, in chaos.
Yeah.
We aim
Yeah.
to deliver. It does what it says on the tin. Ollie, take us away.
All right, g'day guys. My name's Ollie. All my socials are at Saintverse. I was invited because Chris couldn't find anyone cool to come in, so we decided to scrape the bottom of the barrel and get an Aussie. So here I am. How are we? I'll be playing Caden Balmora, and I am a blue-skinned Levistus tiefling bard.
Nice.
Bit of a drifter. Rocks the all those fancy sort of like robe-like clothes. Got the white shirt underneath, the funky little like goat curved horns, little adornments, nice piercing, glowing red eyes, and he's always an enthusiastic bloke in a good mood.
Ollie, I'm so glad you're here, man. So good.
You're gonna regret bringing me on, buddy.
The night's young. You're gonna regret coming. All right, Keith, let's do it.
Hi, I'm Keith. You can find me on Total Party Chill on Twitch. We play Dungeons & Dragons on Sundays, and I host an indie TTRPG stream on Mondays. We're recently wrapping up our season of Monster of the Week. So that was...
I love Monster of the Week.
Our second season is coming up. We're playing sci-fi in The Veil. So that's going to be...
That sounds really cool. Do you follow Josh NPC Voices, his Monster Monday stuff he does?
No, I don't. Is that...
You should.
Yeah,
on
you
Instagram.
should. NPC Voices on Instagram. He plays with Fable 42. He plays with Blue Box.
Yeah.
He's incredible, and he does a Monster Monday. Sounds similar to what you're saying. I don't know. I've never seen, but that you guys might like each other.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There can only be one.
Yeah, Josh
tonight-
is a friend of the show's, and he's a great guy. Sorry, go ahead, Keith.
Okay. Tonight I am playing a Tabaxi Tarble. I have my sheet on my phone because I am currently almost blind right now. Tarble Farmont. He is I would say he's maybe 5'6", an orange tabby Tabaxi, and his hair it kind of stands on end, and you kind of see like electricity moving, like static moving along the follicles. He's quite a nervous boy after he got struck by lightning that one time. But that did awaken his sorcerer powers, so, it's all about balance, right?
Oh, you killed Ollie. Ollie's dead. Ollie's dead. Oh, my gosh. Keith, I'm so glad you're here.
I was not prepared for that.
Just shuffling the feet in the carpet. It's so good. Yes, please check out Keith and all the other great guys over at the pizza party at Total Party Chill. And I am your DM for tonight. I'm Jason Russell from Critical Dice on Instagram and occasional DM and player here on the Fabled 42. Tonight we are doing kind of an adventure as a proof of concept for my current Kickstarter for the Deck of Stories. It is a deck of cards that has little ideas and story prompts inside of them that help you to create an adventure in 15 minutes or less. Yesterday, I dealt myself 3 cards and created this adventure in 15 minutes or less, and we'll see how it goes. If you want to do the same, you can back the Kickstarter right now on Kickstarter.com. Just search Deck of Stories. And we're going to do our little intro video to give you a little bit more about the Deck of Stories, and we'll jump into tonight's adventure.
Yeah. Real quick, I did activate the D&D Beyond overlay, so just make sure you all refresh your character sheets. And when you take damage, just make sure to update it, and then the fans will also see. Point of order, we are not going to do... I don't think we're going to do the healing potion or luck, right, for this.
I'm fine with that if you want.
Yeah. I think it just it smooths out since this is all story based anyway, so no luck or healing potions. You could still do them if you want, but we won't see them. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm activating the D&D Beyond thing right now, but let's go ahead and do that beautiful trailer thing.
A new way to create adventures for your favorite tabletop RPG. This isn't just another pre-generated campaign. Our decks contain hundreds of ideas you can use as you craft your own unique and personal story and arrange them in your own style of storytelling. As longtime DMs, we understand that you don't always feel motivated to write the next part of your campaign. Sometimes it just takes a little outside inspiration. That's where we come in. The Deck of Stories is a collection of story hooks that make your mind race with new ideas. This Kickstarter marks the release of the Deck of Stories, Volumes 1 and 2, 5 themed boosters, and the Genesis box. We're also releasing our NPC boosters, 2 packs of pre-generated characters. This gives you a ready-to-use NPC with a flexible background ready to be cast in any role. We've crafted the cards and built the NPCs. Now, we just need you. Back the Deck of Stories today and support our adventure so we can support yours.
Welcome back. Let's get into the adventure. You all are traveling together, having been in an adventure party for some time now, and you have arrived in the dukedom of Amankir. And you're here because the siblings, Daruna and Berio, how do you say your name, Chris?
Bero.
And Bero have received a letter, a invitation to, well, to put it bluntly and sadly, to a funeral.
Yeah.
You've been requested to attend the funeral of Duke Jonas Amankir. And he is a distant relative, and you weren't going to go, and then your grandmother sent you another letter saying you have to go. It's a matter of family honor, and she would not abide any disobedience in this regard. So reluctantly, you have arrived. And it's odd that you would be invited because you're not the closest relatives. In fact, the Duke Jonas, who is the deceased, is actually your great aunt's son. And so like that makes him a second or third cousin. I'm not sure how all that works. And I'm from Appalachia. You would think I would know. Listen, I'll throw shade on myself anytime. But you have been summoned to attend this funeral. And as you're walking through, it's late in the year. It's not quite winter. It's harvest season. This is autumn, and you can see as you're coming into town, into the heading towards the castle in the distance, people are busy at work in the fields and the orchards surrounding the castle, the Duke's residence, and you can see people bringing in the harvest, bringing in their late season wheat, picking the apples. They're harvesting the gourds and pumpkins and things. And there's a lot of activity, but there seems to be very little activity as you get closer and closer to the castle. You arrive, and there in the courtyard, you can see that the funeral is about to take place. There is a coffin there at the front of this makeshift, let's say, podium and lectern, where there is a half-orc standing there getting ready to speak. There's a few chairs set up, a very small attendance to this event, a little unusual. And you actually see a small gnome, an older man, who approaches you as you enter into the main gates of the castle, the modest castle, and he says, yes, you're the relatives, yes?
Yes, we are.
Yes, come in. You're just in time. Come in. I'm Saxon. Just take your seats there at the back.
At the back?
Oh, there's some chairs there still. Haven't been taken. Whatever you want, actually.
Are there open chairs up in front?
There's 2.
Well, I think that we should sit up there, brother. Don't you agree? We could ask someone to move, maybe.
That sounds right.
And Saxon says, I mean, you're a family. You can sit wherever you want, I guess.
Thank you.
I think so.
He seems
quietly to the back.
He seems nervous, but also a bit of a loss as to what to do exactly.
Sure. As we're walking towards the front, I'm gonna lean over to my sister. And what was his name again?
I believe it was Saxon.
No, the one in the box.
Oh, Duke Jonas, right?
Yes, Duke Jonas.
I'll probably ask you again.
Of course.
As you sit down, and to your right is a half elf lady, fairly young, brilliantly dressed, appropriately dark hued dress, lace covering the front half of the face, and she kind of like gives you a look, and you're not quite sure if it's disdain or just decorum, as she doesn't really say much or do much. But just then, the half-orc stands up and says, "Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to remember the great Duke Jonas Amancourt. He has led this land for many years, and we are grieved by his sudden but untimely end. We're here to wish him well, and in regards to his final wishes, not to make much ado, but simply inter him into the family mausoleum. If there are any here who wish to say a final words, or what he meant to them, they may do so now."
Toxin will just scan the audience. He looks at the woman you mentioned earlier who gave us this perhaps disdainful look, just kind of reading, visages and how people are reacting to see if there's anything unusual.
So go ahead and give me a perception check, Tarbul and Caden. What are you guys doing?
Oh, sorry, I'll roll it on here. Not my
You
actual dice.
you can roll on your actual dice or here on Vorpal, either way.
Good, here, I'll use Vorpal. Here we go. And that is going to be plus on my perception +3, so 15.
Excellent. I'll tell you that result in a second. Tarbul, Caden, what do you guys want to do?
I think Tarbul is listening to the sermon and the service in general.
Excellent. Caden?
Caden's just going to be sitting back, one arm over the back of the chair, just like, "Jeez, you think someone died in here?" Terrible atmosphere.
There's a halfling woman sitting just in front of you, blonde hair, very slight, very energetic, and she kind of looks back at you like,
We should have sat in the back.
someone did die, but like kind of turns like half saying it to you, half saying it to no one, kind of confused. Toxin, sorry?
Tarbul is laughing at this.
Yeah. Tarbul, standing next to you are two guards. They were the ones who were standing near the main entrance, and they have kind of taken a position next to you, just kind of also standing in the back. They don't seem to be willing to take a chair. And one of them next to you is like, and kind of like tries to elbow you a little bit, but realizes he's too tall and like tries to angle down to elbow you, like, get the joke. Toxin, you see that in these meager seats, there's only like 6 to 8 seats here. There's the lady in the front. There is a cloaked figure sitting next to her. Human stature, could be a human, half-elf, elf, something of that sort. Dark, dusty blue robes, gives the bearing of perhaps a wizard or something. And then behind them, in the next row, you see this halfling woman with the blonde hair, and then also you see the gnome who greeted you, Saxton, sitting there as well, and another empty seat. And then there's the back row, those who are kind of standing and sitting. So there's, like I said, a very kind of small crowd, a little unusual, but that's all you really notice.
I keep an extra eye on what appears to be the mage. But then I look back at the blonde halfling who's reacted to Caden, and I kind of give her a nod, and I say, "He's always that way. Forgive him. Or kill him. Either way."
She looks like she was about to like agree with you, like, "Oh, it's okay." Then you like kill him, and she's all, "Okay."
Wouldn't exactly liven up the atmosphere, but you do you, brother.
The woman stands up and she says, "My father was a great man. who ruled this land fairly and with great prudence. We are saddened by his departure, but it was his time. I hope that the next ruler does just as good of a job. Thank you. And she sits back down. Um, and with that, the half orc nods, and the two guards from the back walk up. They take either side of the coffin, and they take it off around and back behind you guys and out the front entrance as everyone stands as paying final respects to take it off to where it's supposed to be interred, you imagine. At this point, the half orc walks up to you, Daruna, and says, "You must."
Mother, wake up. Gosh.
Sorry.
You must be the family.
Yes, we are. We were invited here, and our grandmother insisted we come, and here we are.
Yes, I was told to expect you. Please, make your way inside. Braxton will show you where. The reading of the Last Testament will begin shortly.
Oh, okay.
And he nods to you, and he nods to the rest of you, just like a, not impolite, but just kind of cursory, what decorum requires. And he walks inside, and you see the lady follows him, the blonde halfling follows him, and then for the first time, Toxin, since you're kind of watching him, the guy in the dusty blue robes kind of turns. You see his face very pale, white hair. You get the impression that it may have been a different color at one time, but now it's been bleached of color, almost like when you see a person who's gone prematurely gray or due to stress or something of that nature. And he sees you and gives you a once over and kind of a sneer, and he turns and follows the trio into the castle.
I'm gonna look at my sister and be like, "Does this mean we get something?"
That's exactly my thoughts.
What was his name again?
Oh, dear gosh. Jonas. Duke Jonas.
Braxton, Saxton comes up to you and says, if you'll follow me, I can give accommodations to your friends and show you where the reading of the Testament will be, if you'll follow me.
Of course, Saxton, lead the way.
Okay, this way. And he kind of does this kind of jaunty run as he goes. And you guys go in, and it's a nice castle. It's nothing large or ostentatious. 2 floors. It's modest. It's not like a king's castle, but it's more like a keep, really, a place where you suspect that maybe in times of danger or war, where everyone from the surrounding countryside could pull in and be safe. But it doesn't seem to be the hub of everything at this point. As you go in, he takes you along the way, and he says, the rooms are upstairs, and here is the library where Brookshire will be reading the Testament, if you will. And he gestures towards the open door for you and your brother.
Of course.
After
Feyre,
you.
come on. Okay.
The other 3, are you also going inside?
I think Tarple would ask Saxton, Saxton, would it be polite to sit in on this, or should we perhaps wait for our friends?
Oh, it's reading of Last Will and Testaments are public knowledge, so you have every right as anyone else, I suppose.
Yeah, then Tarple just follows because he's kind of curious.
Oh yeah, I gotta see this.
You know what they say about
Okay.
curiosity in the Tabaxi.
Okay.
All right, I admit that.
I had to do it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We'll go in. He's going to follow right behind the individual in the blue robes. Very curious about this pallid flesh. Kind of follows behind and takes a sniff discreetly. When he sees the sneer from him, Toxin just returns a winsome smile laced with malice.
Excellent. He kind of gives a kind of a haughty look and just like kind of a almost you would almost swear he kind of like give a little short breath out of his nose, and he sits in one of the couches here inside this library. Caden, as you pass by, Saxon actually shakes your hand. It's like, good to have you here. It's good to, pats you on the back, and as you kind of walk in, you're a little it seems a little odd that he would greet you in particular so warmly, since you're not the family or he doesn't know you, but he goes above and beyond to make you feel welcome.
I'm suspicious.
That's a free action, son. Inside this library, you can see it's wall-to-wall books. This is probably a 10 by 20 room. There are several couches, love seats, little two-person seat couches, a couple of stuffed chairs, one of those really awesome ladders that kind of runs on rings that goes around the side, because every library should have one of those.
I agree.
And there's even like a globe sitting off to one side, very large, kind of the kind of stained brown oceans on that, with a large kind of apparatus kind of holding it in place. And there in front of some of the main center of the room is Brookshire, the half-orc, standing there with a scroll in his hand, waiting for everyone to get seated. And he says, as per the wishes of the Duke Jonas, I now will read his last will and testament. He says, of being of sound mind and body, this is my last will and wishes. To my daughter, here. Sorry. Wrong card. Navarra.
TPK. Oh, yes.
I leave. Yeah. Navarra. I leave you nothing but hard work. May it break you from your silliness and flights of fancy. He looks at her, and she's looked just incensed. Like, even through the veil, she's just like, you can see her trying to control her breath and retain this kind of regal feeling that she's had this whole time.
I lean to Tarble. I give him a little nudge. Sense of humor. I like him.
To my chief, counselor, and magician, Gamut, I leave my most prized volume, Hoyle's Basic Etiquette. I pray that you read and learn from it. And at this point, he takes from a small end table a book of common etiquette and courtesy and hands it to Gamut.
Rough.
And Gamut takes it and just like, he gives a nod, but you can tell he's like not super happy with this.
I'm worried.
To my chief cook, here, I leave 1 pound of salt. Please use it wisely or at all. It has been delivered to your kitchen already per the orders of Brookshire. And he kind of nods at here, and she's like, just like, okay.
I feel like we should have stayed more connected. I might have liked this man.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
To my manservant, Saxton, I leave a year's worth of wages, which end at this calendar year, as your services are no longer required. And Saxon stands, and it's like stands and realizes there's no reason to stand. And he's like, okay, thank you. And sits back down nervously, like kind of awkwardly. To my distant cousins, I
That's
leave
my brother.
my ring. It has become most treasured to me in these difficult past few weeks. Brookshire will have it with him. As for the rest of my will, I leave my lands, possessions, and titles to those whom I will. From the Dawn Father's first hour to the Raven Queen's last toil. With the forefathers, it all must go. And he rolls up the scroll and says, "Thank you all for coming." And his daughter stands up. What? That's it? What does that mean? What
Well, obviously that
What
means that you're
happens-
spoiled.
what happens to the money? And Gamut stands up. And what's at the titles? What happens to those? What does it mean he gives them to who he wills? Isn't this the will? Isn't this who he's supposed to? Brookshire, this cannot be. I helped him draft this 2 weeks ago. This is law binding. Good day to you all. And he steps forward to you, Solo and Daruna, and he takes out a box, and he hesitates between the two of you, a little jewelry box, and says, "Which one of you is the oldest?"
I will take it.
Damn it.
Here you are. You established canon, sir.
I did. I did.
And Daruna, you have this little jewelry box in your hand. What would you like to do?
Can I would like to detect magic first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this a spell slot ritual? What are you doing?
This
Okay.
well, I could do it as a ritual, I suppose.
That's gonna
I don't
take some
know
time,
if I
yeah.
want to take that time here and just the library. So I'll use a spell slot. It's fine.
Okay. And you spell slot, it is magical. It is
It-
very magical.
What?
Abjuration.
Abjuration. Thank you. Every time I ask Solo that, he just goes mind blank.
Because it's some bullshit magic item that I made up that I didn't decide what school of magic it was. That's why.
Gonna call a man out like that.
Okay.
I do my research.
Abjuration.
She's my sister. She's my sister. I understand.
I guess I'll open it.
You open it, and there is a silver ring with a jade gemstone that has all of these little, like, almost like a Grecian meandering pattern, where it's kind of like, instead of hard angles, it's kind of gentle loops, looping all around in this kind of oval-shaped jade stone
Okay,
here in the
okay,
top.
okay.
But it's quite fetching.
It's more your
This is
style
magic.
anyway.
It is
Yes.
green. I do like green.
I believe it is.
Should I put it on?
Why not?
Okay. So I guess I'll put it on.
Okay.
My finger.
And you put it on. It looks
And
nice.
I die.
Roll a death save. No.
And fireball.
Yeah. You put it on, and at that point, you can see that the daughter, Navira, is talking to Gamut, and they're kind of both talking kind of out loud. And he was just like, Gamut turns to you, all of you. Finally, he's like, "All right, look, who are you exactly, and why were you two in the will?"
This is the daughter talking.
No, this is the court magician and chief counselor.
Got it. Is there anything else in the box that she has?
You can make a perception check or investigation check, actually. Investigation.
I'm listening, and Toxin's cleaning his teeth with a dagger, kind of smirking through this exchange.
I will have you know that we are the
16.
cousins.
Go ahead, Diane.
We are the cousins. We've been adventuring around with our friends here, and I show our friends off.
How you
Hi.
living, brother?
Hi.
Yes,
Good to
and
meet you.
we were asked to come here, so here we are. apparently we were important enough to get this very fine, very magical ring. I think it looks very nice on me.
And
She had to drop the
Gamut,
magical part.
Solo, you kind of have the ring box in your hand. There's nothing else
Yeah.
unique about it. It's nice. It might
Yeah.
go for a gold piece if you were to
Well,
sell
I
it.
wanna present him with the box. What you'll find inside of this box is everything you'll ever need. And I'll hand him the box.
He takes it and he goes, "Well, I know enough to know that that's not his ring. I've never seen that before."
It's not his ring. Then whose ring is it? And why was it in his will?
I do not know. And the daughter says, "Look, we don't have to get on the wrong foot. Your family, and that's enough for me." But Gamut is right. Normally my father wore a signet ring, a ring of the lands, and that's not it. It's very unusual.
Yeah. We are
Listen.
unusual cousins, so it makes sense.
No, that's true. And you notice at this point, Solo, that she appears to be half elf, which
No one's
might
perfect.
exactly. And that has been kind of the philosophy of the family at
Sorry.
large, which is why they are distant cousins.
I'm
You're
really
right.
feeling this.
On your stream.
I'm
That's
really,
great.
really just getting into character. I apologize.
No, not at all. Never apologize for getting into
Was
character.
Duke Jonas, was he elf or was he
He was
human?
he was half elf.
He was half elf. Okay,
Hmm.
okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
He was half elf. He was something of the black sheep of the family, but did very well for himself. So there was this kind of like, your great aunt's great aunt, one of her kids married a human, and so that kind of the family they don't talk about, but yet Jonas did
Yeah.
very well for himself, got lands, titles, and is like, well, maybe we can be a little closer to them. But it was never super close. You'd never
Got it.
seen them at family functions and that kind of thing.
Got it.
Um,
So the orc was the one who gave us the ring, right?
The half orc, yeah.
So now that they're saying all these things, is there anything about his speech or his demeanor, or I made this will with him 2 weeks ago? Did I believe all of that?
You can make an insight check. He has left, but I'll let you make it retroactively. Caden, there's something in your pocket.
That is a dirty 20.
Solo, he seemed to absolutely buy the book, straightforward. He was just telling you the facts, like any good lawyer. Any good lawyer.
I've been lawyered.
Lawyered.
Caden,
There's something in my pocket.
you hand in your pocket, and there's a piece of paper.
Precious. Oh no. Okay. Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
unfold it and open it, and it says, "The Duke did not die of natural causes. Find me afterward."
All right. All right. All right.
And
Back
there's
in
no signature.
Oh,
How are you supposed to find them afterward?
I'd
Would've
like
been-
to ask my cousin.
Yes.
So if this is not your father's ring, then was there any weird things? Was he acting strangely, or anyone else being strange in the past few weeks? If this is a new will, maybe there's something fishy going on.
She says, "Not. I am just as surprised as any of you at the turn of these events. My father and I did not always see eye to eye, as you perhaps could gather from his
Yes,
biting words in the will.
Well,
But perhaps one of the others saw something. Would you please stay? Would you have dinner with us at least?"
oh, possibly. And I look at my brother like, do we want to stay?
I've currently been staring down the little old man who brought us in here. Is he still in here?
Yeah, he's there, just like
Saxton.
Saxton. Yeah, just
Other than him just looking super nervous and everything else, dude, is there anything else about him?
you can make an insight check.
Sure.
When she mentions dinner, Ahira, she says, "Oh yeah, I have a great menu for tonight. It's going to be really great, and I guess I have all this new salt that
Well,
I get to use."
I would like you to use the salt. If I do enjoy a very well seasoned meal.
Oh yeah, of
I
course.
am
Yeah,
worried.
I'm really good at what I do, no matter what you may have heard. But yeah, like please stay. It's some of my best.
Okay, I mean, if as long as my friends are okay with it, then I think we could
Toxin's ears, he perks up a
potentially.
bit, pulls the dagger out of his teeth.
Toxin?
What might we have heard?
Oh, what just from the will and all, like I don't want you to get a bad impression of my cooking. I like to show you what I can do. I love having people over.
I never turned down a free meal, brother. Sign
There
me
we
up.
go. There we go.
She turns to you, she's like, yeah, right on, that's the spirit. Yeah, come on, it'll be great.
He shrugs and looks at Biro and Darunia.
I guess.
I believe we could stay. I mean, family that we've never met before. We can show them how it's done.
Oh, dear.
She says, excellent. Saxon will show you to your rooms. Saxon's like, yes, this way. Come on.
Okay.
And he takes you guys outside, and Gamut has sat in a chair and seems to be sulking to some degree, and has the book in his lap, and he kind of ignores everyone, and Saxon kind of ushers you out into the hall, into the upstairs, if you'd like to follow.
Sure.
And if you guys follow, he goes up to the stairs and up to the second floor, and there's a hallway there. There's some tapestries along the wall. Low light here. It's kind of getting closer to sundown now. There's some carpets along the floor. Every couple of feet, there's some torches. Some of them are lit, some not. It seems kind of deserted. There's not a lot of people around. But there's some little tables along the hallways, and you can see doors on either side going up and down, both left and right. And he says, there are 3 rooms, and he creates like a will-o'-the-wisp little light, and he goes, down this way, you may follow the light, and there's 2 rooms down this way. You may take whichever ones you wish.
DM, so as we left the room and followed him, I kept an eye on the blue-robed, pallid-skinned, white-haired mage. Did he follow with us, or did he stay behind?
No, he seems to be sulking or lost in thought or something in a overstuffed chair with the book on his lap.
Interesting.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and everyone else can go, but I'm gonna walk over. I'm gonna kind of stay with him as the party moves forward. I'm gonna go and sit in a chair next to him.
He doesn't say anything at first. Doesn't really seem to notice you. And after a couple of beats, he's like, can you believe that? Etiquette. Who's the rude one now?
It seems perhaps he had a message of sorts to give, yes?
I suppose so.
Do you know why?
Make a persuasion check.
What was the... keep forgetting the old man's name. I'm writing it down this time.
Saxon.
Saxton.
That is a persuasion is good for me. Hang on here. That's a 14.
14. He says, the old man was fair, but he was firm. Hard to get to know. He trusted me. He didn't seem to mind, I thought, my sometimes brusque exterior.
Okay, we can come back to this in a second. I don't want to hog this up, so go through it. But I have more I want to say to this guy. So
no, go ahead.
Yeah,
you guys be thinking about what you want to be doing, but I'm willing to let this play out.
Yeah.
I could not help but notice. I am one that can enjoy a brusque exterior. A caustic word here and there can be well placed and actually quite poignant to pierce the ego of the foolish. Yet you seem also to have undergone. And I pull my own white hair past my ebony skin and toward my violet eyes. A change of some kind. Perhaps this had some effect on him?
Not all of us are so lucky when we investigate the dark arts. It takes a toll on the body.
This I understand. You and I think we have much to speak of. And he pulls out his dagger again and just starts cleaning his nails.
Teeth, nails?
What's that?
Just no. Just commenting on like
Better than
putting
the
dagger
reverse
in your
order,
teeth.
TBH.
Yeah. he kind of just cleans the nails out, gives him again that smile and says, "You know my kind. I carry his skin with me everywhere, unmistakable. Dark arts are no stranger to my kind. What have you dabbled in, friend?"
Are you a practitioner of the arts?
I do practice arts. He pulls out a little black vial and twirls it around his fingers.
He goes, if you were any kind of practitioner, you would know of which I speak already. So I shouldn't have to explain it to you. And if I do have to explain it to you, you don't understand. I don't use props. And he stands up to go.
What a
Yeah,
But he
I kinda-
takes
Go ahead.
the book with him.
I kind of smile and I watch him walk away. And I mutter under my breath, "Foolish necromancy." But I don't let him hear me. I just say it under my breath.
And who was that?
That was Gamut.
Damn it. I'm going to, as Saxton leaves us and goes back downstairs, I'm going to pull out my little copper wire and send Toxin a message. Toxin, keep an eye on Saxton. I don't trust him. You can reply to this message. ...
No, you see the bubble at the bottom of the screen. No,
She's thinking.
Yeah.
Typing forever and then never sends anything.
You get a read receipt on. There is definitely a sense of acknowledgement from what you've said, and Toxin will kind of stand up as the now presumed necromancer walks away. He will do as Beiro has said and follow.
If you sent me a message, it would have just been dial-up noises.
Oh my god.
As we all do it. Oh my god.
You know, I've actually joked with my wife about when my kids, like younger kids, start to mess with the internet, I'm gonna get like a dial-up thing, and so they have to know where we came from. You have to when you text, you have to like hit each number 3 times at each letter, like.
Oh,
no. T9 action, yeah.
Yeah.
Just make it the 1980s in your house. It'd be great. Yeah. Or 90s rather. Yeah. Or if you're Australian, the 2000s. All right. So
yesterday.
Okay. Tarbul, Caden, what are you guys doing?
You first.
I think Tarbul, after he drops all his stuff off in his room, he wants to go down to the kitchen to kind of see what the chef is up to. I forgot her name. What was her name again?
Her name is actually Ahir.
Ahir.
I
think Tarbul kind of comes in and he says, "Ahir, hi. You're the chef, and I just thought it might be fun because I'm actually the chef too in my group, and I don't know, maybe we could like share recipes, or maybe I could just help you out."
Oh, I'd love that. Oh, you're so cute.
Oh, just don't rub too hard because you might get a little electrocuted.
Can I rub a little?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Oh, just a little. And when she like pats his head, I think Tarbul just does like a little purr.
Aww.
And kind of like leans into it. Yeah.
Yeah. She's
and
like,
he's like, "Oh, yeah, that's enough. I can feel the electricity.
Yeah. She's like, oh yeah. Okay. So we're making soup tonight, and it's leek and onion and sausages. Okay. So
sounds great.
So everyone else is like gone right now. So it's just me. Like, do you want to help?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. So can you the sausages are cooking in the pan. When they're ready, can you come up with little like 1-inch like segments, and I've got the leeks and the onions going in the broth right now, and I'm gonna start seasoning it now. Okay.
All right, sounds good. And I'm imagining like while they're like helping each other, Tarbul kind of like brings up various subjects, and then he says, "Is this how it is to work in a manor like this, just by yourself in the kitchens?"
Oh no, usually there's like 5 or 6 of us here, but it's harvest, you know. So oh, maybe you don't know. So during harvest, everyone who works here at the castle at the keep, they go back to their family and they help bring in the harvest. And so this is like it's kind of an unfortunate time for the Duke to die because this is when everyone's gone. It's just kind of a skeleton staff right now. It's it's the valet and me, the head chef, and the chief counselor, and a couple of guards, and his daughter, and that's kind of everyone who's here right now. And so I'm kind of having to do everything, and then the funeral, and there's people coming in from town. Well, you guys, and so now I have to make all this food. But like in a week, everyone will be back from harvest, and it'll be really bustling and stuff happening. So, yeah, it's kind of just us right now. Thanks for helping.
It's only been you guys here for all that time, huh?
Yeah, well, it only happens once a year. I mean, because listen, after this, all the good stuff comes in, like all the pumpkins and the squashes, and there's like the maple syrup is in a few weeks too. And it's so good. It's like,
well, but wait,
it's cool with your friends and family, and there's like 3 different celebrations before midwinter.
You know,
like
like all the juicy things though in the castle as the head chef. You must know maybe what the daughter of the house is up to, or what the past duke was into.
Well, what kind of things?
I don't know. I mean, we're gonna be here making this soup, right? What's the most salacious thing they've done?
So, you want to add some spice to the soup?
Yeah.
Maybe you're a persuasion check, sir.
Like spice, or like just spices?
Oh, that's an 18. That's the spices.
Nice. Oh, I do add a +5 to that. So.
Oh, nice. 23. Okay. So she giggles and she goes over to and garlic and some cardamom, and she's like starts to dice that up. She's like, okay, so you didn't hear this from me, but the Duke and his daughter don't really get along, right? Because he thinks that she's just like, like flighty and only cares about the dresses. Like, I don't know if you've noticed this, but like when she comes down to dinner, she's been wearing a whole new outfit. Not just because she changed out of her funeral clothes, right? She does this every day. It's all new dresses every single time. And she kind of makes a little taste. And I hear she has a secret boyfriend. I know, right?
Scandalous.
What's happening?
I hear he's good with a sword.
Oh.
It's not me, I swear.
Wait.
Don't.
She is. And she looks at you, and you can tell in her face she didn't get the double entendre she just made. She goes, yeah, he's a swashbuckler. And you're just like, oh, she didn't even get that.
I almost chose swashbuckler. That's just. Oh, God. That hurt.
How dashing, how daring.
I know, it's exciting, isn't it?
Oh,
but didn't hear it from me.
Of course.
She's like, all right, are the sausages ready?
Yes. I think that might be seen then.
Okay, add those up. And she's like, all right, this has to simmer a little bit, but say what?
I just
What?
think that might be seen if there's like nothing else there.
Yeah, there's nothing else really to see down here. I'm not sure. I mean, if you're looking for something specific, let me know.
Oh no, I mean that might be the end of the scene.
Yeah, I think that you're probably right. So she's like, all right, well, this is going to simmer for like 20 minutes, and everyone's going to be down, and we'll be ready. So if you want to get cleaned up, maybe, kind of, you got some hair sticking up at the top everywhere. There.
I better get a mirror for that. I'll see you soon, all right?
Okay, yeah, you have hair like everywhere. Okay, cool. All right.
Are there gonna be? Is it? There gonna be like little hairs in the soup?
Man, I hope not.
Just some orange tough. Like,
No,
Oh,
so-
Tarble, you were cooking, weren't
No,
you?
see, that's the advantage of having constant static electricity is all the
That's
hairs
true.
stick to you.
That's true. Yeah.
It's functional.
smart.
Caden, Caden, you've got this strange note in your hand as you're sitting in your room. What do you want to do?
Man, I wish I knew how to read. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna go and find Barrow. Is that
Yeah.
what's the proper? Yeah,
Barrow is fine. Yeah.
Barrow. Hey, brother. Somebody slipped this piece of paper into me when I wasn't looking. I think it went. For clarification from me, because I am the big dumb, as you will come to learn. Was it Saxon who was really nice to me and gave me that handshake?
Saxton, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Saxon gave you more attention than would normally be warranted. You in your estimation.
That ain't right. I'm a tiefling. That's not how it works. That's alarm bells and red flags.
Now,
I can see those, but I'm colorblind.
when you say someone put that note into you,
in my
what does-
pocket.
in your
Thank you.
okay.
I'm glad you caught that too, Chris. Thank you.
I missed
I'm biting my tongue here.
Crazy.
Phrasing. Do you want memes? Because that's how you get memes.
All right, Mr. Sausage.
This channel is one name.
He's
We
a
are
god.
marked 18 up, so here we are.
Oh,
So-
good.
What does it say then, Caden?
Well, according to this, it says that your long lost uncle or whatever he was didn't die of natural causes. Apparently, there's some suspicion of foul play.
Well,
I give him the note.
if there is foul play with the death of my uncle, Duke Ferris, I will find the bottom of this.
Where am I? Am I nearby? Because I'd be like, Pharaoh.
Unless you tell me otherwise, you're in your own room.
Yeah.
But I'll say that
I
there's
feel like my ears are tingling. I'm like, my brother is not speaking.
You're like
correct.
somewhere my brother is
Correctly,
being wrong.
he's being
I can tell.
Well, you said there are 3 rooms, so how are we splitting the rooms up?
So there's 5 of you, and there's 5 rooms. There's 2 down one side of the hallway, 3 down
Oh,
the other. So
I thought
everyone
there
gets
were
their own
3
room.
rooms. Got it. 5 rooms. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who was close enough to slip something behind your ever watchful eyes?
I think it was that old man, Saxon. Gave me an awful lot more attention than would be considered normal.
Well, you do garner that attention, don't you? Well, I really don't trust him. But if he's the one who gave you this note, perhaps we go pay him a visit, yes? Before dinner?
Mm-hmm. Maybe we should tell your sister as well.
I suppose.
Daruna, you're
Yes.
in your room by yourself, and you're kind of putting on your bag, and there's a simple bed there. It's nice make. It's a comfortable room, not too fireplace, window. The last lights of dusk are coming through it, and you hear a voice. Don't trust her.
Where is the voice coming from?
Yes.
You can't tell.
Where? I can't tell. Okay.
It didn't seem to have a direction.
Don't
Same.
trust who? As I look around.
There's no response, and there's a knock at your door.
Oh, beautiful.
Yep.
And I open the door.
Your brother and Caden are sitting there.
Hello. What did you
How you
need?
living, sister? No, I handed her a piece of paper.
We're leaving. Let's go.
Okay. Who is this from? As I rush after them, or rush after my brother if he's still.
There's no time to explain.
No time. Oh gosh. Okay, I follow them.
By the way, if you have a time machine, there's always time to explain. Just
There's
BT dubs.
always time.
I am
I
not.
don't have a
at
time
my level.
machine.
Just saying, theoretically. So
I just
are
like
you
knowing.
leading her?
Yeah, sure. I just like knowing things my sister doesn't, so I'm not gonna tell her.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just like tromping down the hallway, like down
Yeah.
the stairs, and she's like, "What? Ha!" Okay.
Yeah. Essentially.
Toxin, you are skulking around the hallway because I assume that you are keeping an eye on Saxton. And you give me a.
I'm much more nonchalant than a skulk.
Oh.
It is just a sauntering, kind of ducking into shadows, looking around. Far too cool for a skulk.
Okay. Then you can make me either a stealth check or a deception check.
Oh.
Cool.
You can either be physically stealthy or socially stealthy.
All right, I'm going to use my actual stealth here. They're very close, and I'm going to use my super cool Vorpal die. Is that a 13 or a 12? So 17 total.
It
Oh,
looks like
nice.
landed
Very
on the
good.
crease. I'm like, hang on.
So
It's cocked.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
cock die. Come on, Thad.
stop. Stop with comments, Chris. That's enough.
Yeah. We're not that
I got
18 plus.
nothing.
All right.
Well, some of the streams.
Hey, sausages. Okay, so you're kind of you've kind of locked into this pattern with Saxon where he goes around the corner down the hallway, and just as he goes around, you kind of come up and kind of keep an eye on him, but you don't ever enter into the next hallway until he's made the next turn, so he can never see you kind of progressing and closing in on him. But you do notice that Saxon is being odd. And you've not met Saxon known him very long, but even odder than what you've already seen. What you're noticing is that he seems overly preoccupied with the tapestries and the rugs in the hallways. And every hallway seems to have at least one long kind of runner hallway rug and a couple of tapestries, but you'll see him do things like look behind a tapestry or like count dots or patterns on the carpets, and then kind of shake his head and mutter to himself and keep going down the hallways.
Okay, so wait. So as I'm watching this, is there a sequence of this? Does he pull a tapestry, then look at the rug, count sequences on the rug, look up from the rug toward, like he's trying to coordinate something between the two?
He seems to be more haphazardly looking. You get the impression that he expects to find a pattern, but he's not having success.
Okay. I will actually move to skulking now. So I'm going to move into the shadows. I'm going to get a little. Now I'm actually deliberately stalking this guy. I stopped my nonchalance. I want to see exactly what he's doing.
Okay, so you get close enough to him, and I'll let your earlier stealth roll ride. You get close enough to him, or you can hear him talking. He's like, "Well, it doesn't make sense. Like he was in the library, and then he was in his bedroom, but he wasn't in the hallways. I don't. Maybe the three of the dots with the no. And you see him kind of like shake, and he reaches into his vest, and he pulls out a flask, and he's like, he seems to calm down a little bit, and he keeps kind of looking. How close do you want to get to him?
Okay, so time for a little bit of different style from Toxin. Is there anyone else in the room, in the hallway here, or is it just the two of us?
Just the two of you, as far as you can tell.
I'm going to move up behind him, and
okay. Is this like up behind him he's behind me, isn't he, kind of way?
No, more in the as he's taking a sip from his flask, I'm going to slip my arm around his neck and put a dagger to his throat. What are you looking for, friend? You get one chance to answer this truthfully. The poison on this dagger will leave you bleeding and twitching on this floor in seconds.
The bathroom? No. Secret passages?
I pressed the dots. He was in the library. Then what do you speak of?
If you let me go, I can tell you.
Oh, that's not how this works. No, this is not my first time, friend. I pushed the dagger a little bit deeper into his throat, very close to puncturing skin now.
Give me an intimidation check.
Hey, Toxin, how's it going?
Just checking in. How's it going? Killing him yet?
Is only a +2, so not bad, but not one of my better ones. Let's see what I get on the die. 15.
Ooh. You feel a warm liquid on your foot.
Ooh.
He has peed himself.
Yeah, I know. I got it. Yeah, just
okay. No, I'm just
It couldn't have been the
So
flask.
everyone
I didn't misunderstand what you were saying. I was with you, man. Sorry. Toxin just kind of he chuckles. He shakes his boot off. There will be more warm liquid on this floor if you do not speak to me honestly In this next moment, this is your last breath, fool.
I'm pretty empty now, but okay. The Duke was acting strange the last couple of weeks. He was acting strange. Please don't kill me.
What are the dots you speak of?
On the tapestries, it's these dots, and I thought maybe there was a connection. I'm not good with math. I'm sorry.
What connection did you think?
Okay. So the Duke was in his bedroom, and then later he was in the library, and I didn't see him leave because I was walking down the hallway that would lead there, and then he wasn't in his room where I left him, and then he was there. He passes out.
I smile. Saved me the trouble of striking him in the temple with my dagger. He never saw me because I was behind.
Biro, you guys turn the corner just as Saxon falls to the ground. Toxin has his dagger out.
Oh!
Well, did you?
See, he twirls his dagger in the air, drops it in his sheath, shakes the urine off his boot, and starts rifling through Saxon's pockets.
Did you find anything interesting?
Thompson, you're just going
Now
to
it's a
steal
party.
this man's things.
Yes. Yes. He doesn't need them. And I start
Is
rifling
he
through.
dead?
Not yet.
It smells very... Did
No,
he pee himself?
He seems to have pissed himself.
Oh, gosh. You always do this.
All right, so I'll search him. But not just looking for, gold, although if he's got it, I won't neglect to take it. But also looking for anything else of note, parchments, papers, anything unusual on him.
Okay, give me a investigation check.
All right, investigation is a +0, so going to be the raw die. I found nothing! I think I found something I didn't actually find.
You find something, you're like, this means something. Some mashed potatoes. You find the flask from before. I will also say two flasks.
All right, I take the flasks off him. I turn to Barrow. I say, you were right to tell me to follow him. Every once in a while, Toxin just laughs for no reason. He'll be really serious and like Clint Eastwood, and then suddenly he'll just be giggling. He was looking for he said the bedroom, but then he was not there in the bedroom, and said that he was in the library, but he never saw him go to the library. He was rummaging around the tapestries and the rugs, lifting them, looking for something. Clearly a secret passage. I could get no more from him before he peed himself and passed out.
Can I investigate him real quick? That's interesting.
Yes.
Is this what you guys
there's
brought
a
me to see?
17? No. What is wrong with you?
17. Yeah, you find his coin pouch, which is empty, save for 2 scraps of paper, which appear to be IOUs.
Like he wrote them? Is that? I'm
He
sorry.
owes money.
Got it. So someone else wrote the IOUs.
Oh, he owes
How did I
money.
miss that?
Is there anything in his person that he wrote? Anything that I could imagine be his handwriting?
Yeah, on the IOUs, there's a place for his signature.
Does it look like the same writing as Dude's note?
Yes.
Well, this little one here has asked for us to speak to him. So let's take him somewhere without any wandering eyes. And we'll have a conversation. How's that sound?
Toxin nods, leans down, takes the man's cloak, and wipes his boot.
All right. So you guys find there's a door not too far away that you open up and go inside. And it appears to be another bedroom. It is unoccupied, but much nicer than the bedrooms you were in before. It appears to
Why
be
didn't I get this bedroom?
distant cousins. Um, um, and you feel like, yeah, there's no one in here. This
Okay.
would be a good spot. And you start to rouse Saxton.
Wake up. Come on. Wake up.
It's a terrible nightmare. I just
Hello.
He
Yes,
kinda-
there was a weird large creature, very
I'm
menacing, and he
I'm
ran
gonna-
away, and we saved you.
I'm gonna druid craft a light breeze on his face. Does that feel
Toxin
better?
just moves to the corner, stays out of the way here.
It's much better.
So, I'm gonna
Yeah.
hold up a
thank
gold
you.
coin.
Oh, and
We're
he sees you, Kate, and he's like,
Yes,
oh,
you wanted to speak with us, yes? This gold coin is
Oh.
for you, as long as you answer truthfully. My friends here can see through lies. Don't tempt me. So, I'm gonna like slowly bring it to him, but then like where he wants to grab it and pull it back.
yeah.
Why?
He can't get to his feet.
Why have you called us here? You think that my uncle Jarvis has been killed on purpose?
Jonas. Pharaoh Jonas.
What?
Yes,
Like,
That's what I
That's it,
said.
yes.
Jonas.
That's what I said.
Yes. It's
No,
Jonas.
you did not.
No, he.
Don't
I-
correct me.
I told your satyr friend that he. I don't think that he was died of natural causes.
Sorry. Killed me. Oh, I get it. All right, yes.
Yeah, he's pointing at you, Caden.
Yep.
And he says, "I."
My
He-
glasses keep getting fogged up.
You're welcome. The Duke was acting strangely the last 2 weeks. He was strong. He was clear-minded. No one expected him to die. We would have asked for some more of the servants to stay behind if we thought he was sick. But he was fine. And then all of a sudden he was talking to himself, and I would find him roaming the halls. The night he died, I was with him, and I was getting him ready for bed, and then Gamut came to talk to him, and I stepped out, and then I came back, and then he was even more confused. He was frustrated. He was agitated. Yes, agitated, and he called me by my father's name. It makes me think he was confused, and I asked if he was okay, and he waved me away. He was fine. He was fine. And in the morning when I came to wake him, he was cold. He was dead.
And how
As
long
he's
ago?
talking,
Oh, you're good.
sorry, real quick. As he's talking, like I said, I'm kind of away in the corner, staying off. I'm with them, but I open the flasks and I sniff the contents.
Cheap brandy.
I tuck them in my pouch.
Now, when he
I'll just
started
keep an
acting
eye on
weird,
him.
how long ago was that?
Say it again, so.
When he started acting weird, how long ago was that?
3 days.
Three
He
days.
passed away 3 days ago.
So, but he was fine prior to that. So when he made this will, he was in sound mind.
Oh yes.
Who
Yeah,
else?
but Brookshire would never agree to something if he did not think he was clear thinking.
Has anyone else seen the will when he wrote it 2 weeks ago?
No, I knew he had a will. I mean, of course, being a duke, it was sealed. Only he and Brookshire knew its contents.
And Gamut was in there before he started acting more strange.
Yes, but I was the last one to see him alive.
Yes,
I didn't do anything. I swear, I didn't do anything.
Well,
believe him?
here's
Insight check.
Inside check him.
while he's doing that, so Saxton,
19.
his daughter Navara, I believe was her name. She says that this ring that we were gifted, me and my brother, is not his, or they've
Wait,
never seen it before.
it wasn't his usual ring. She's right. She's right. But he bought it. I suppose about 2-3 weeks ago. I saw him with it a few times.
Okay. When he was did he wear the ring?
Yes, I saw him wear it. Yes.
Okay. When he wore the ring, did he maybe talk to himself sometimes?
I would catch him muttering to himself sometimes, but
Okay.
this,
Okay.
he was wearing it when he died.
When he died?
Yeah.
Yes, that makes me feel much better. Thank you.
But it's a
Okay,
good thing
so-
you're not wearing it.
And I just like tuck my hands behind me. Yes, of course. So he muttered to himself, then he started to act strangely.
Uh,
About
Yes.
his daughter, is she trustworthy?
yes, she's very hardworking.
She's hardworking, are you sure? Because according to the will, she is quite, you know.
She kept that from the old man. You see, I buy things for the castle.
Yes.
She likes dresses. Yes, dresses. Yes, and
Okay.
she makes all of her own.
Oh,
Her designs are beautiful.
interesting.
Yes.
Okay, and she's kept this from her father?
Yes, because she thinks looking like a lady is ladylike, but making them perhaps not.
Where
Okay.
is Tarbul, by the way?
I think Turbo might just be in his room.
Hmm.
I mean, unless it's dinner time, then he would probably.
Yeah, Tarbul, you actually hear the gong, which you would assume to be the call to dinner.
Okay. You might just be walking downstairs.
Yeah,
then.
and you guys all hear
Upstairs.
that as well. Tarbul, you see Gamut walking about a corridor ahead of you, and he's headed not towards the dinner hall.
At the point when I'm like, where is Tarbul? I probably would have pulled my little wire out. I just need to know a general area, right? So if I know Tarbul's in the house, I should be able to ping him.
Yeah, I'll let that slide.
Tarbul, we're in whichever bedroom that the DM is describing that we're in. We're sitting here with Saxton. We believe that my uncle, is that what he is? Third cousin, Morris was killed, murdered. I don't really trust Saxton, and I
Jonas.
don't really trust
They know
Gamut
it's-
either.
Jonas.
That's what I said.
No. Get it
I'm
wrong.
not convinced it's a
Fine.
put on. I think he might not know.
No, this
sorry,
is
what was-
all a ruse.
what
Just
was
to annoy me.
What was Jonas's daughter's name again?
Navara.
Navarra. Well, I heard that Navarra was sneaking around with a Corsair, a swashbuckler. Apparently, there was some to do with her clothes. She was. There might be something there.
I'm gonna hand Saxon the coin. Who is the swashbuckler that has been seen with Navarro?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't. Do I believe him?
Give me that insight, son.
So many insights.
There it is. 15.
Ooh. He does seem confused.
Tarbul, no confirmation on the swashbuckler, but we did find out that the daughter does make her own dresses and apparently is very good at them.
Oh. I wonder I wonder where she gets her materials. Maybe that's where she comes into contact with this swashbuckler.
Interesting.
Darunia is turning the ring that she is wearing onto the inside, so you can't see the gem on the outside.
Take the hairbrush.
Do I see a hairbrush?
It's silver, ornate.
Yeah,
It's on the dresser.
I'm gonna take the hairbrush. I
Make a
guess I'll roll a
Uh-huh.
sleight of hand that I have a +1 on. Druid stealing stuff, guys. This is terrible. I'm not gonna. Do you want me to roll
Trusting the heart of the
Vorpal?
dice.
Because
You-
Vorpal.
Either
dice
way,
saved me.
real dice, purple dice. I'm good with either way.
Okay. Okay. 17.
17. Yeah, you don't think anyone has a passive perception or a good reason to be watching her closely. You got it.
I'm probably always watching what my sister is doing. So what does she do? Do I have to roll a perception?
She, yeah. Yeah, perception to beat a 17.
That is that would be an 18. What do I have to beat?
Oh my gosh.
17.
17. So she
So
just pocketed a brush.
You see her kind of like put like a hand on the brush and just like put it in her back.
And she's acting weird.
No, nonchalant, just like, oh, this is nice. It's mine.
And has my sister ever done that before?
No, she doesn't steal. She's a druid. She just wants to
Saxton,
hang out in pretty flowers.
Please talk to me about this ring that my uncle Karis was wearing.
Who?
Barrow, it's Jonas.
That's what I said, Jonas.
No,
Jonas.
Oh, not.
Yes.
What?
See, I heard Jonas.
See?
Yes, like the satyr said, yes. The ring, he would wear it sometimes not.
I'm about to
When,
set
and
this
when did
down,
he
sorry.
purchase this ring?
2-3 weeks ago.
Interesting. And
That's the information I already got, Barrow.
yes, but
We should go to dinner.
yes, we
they're
should go
calling
to
the bell.
dinner. Yes, please, let's go. After you all.
Okay. All right. And he
Here's another coin.
goes to. Yeah. Huh, thank you. And he walks to the door, pauses, sees you, Toxin, like goes out the door, and heads towards the dining hall. Tarbul,
Infatuation with satyrs.
Tarbul, what do you want to do?
It's the horns.
I want to make
Yeah.
sure that I sit next to Navara.
Okay, so you want to sit next to the daughter?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm having a little lag. I apologize.
No, you're good.
Um,
No, it's very
Okay,
vindicating
so-
for me.
It's building suspense.
yeah.
Yeah, that was the clever pause.
As everybody
Yeah.
leaves the room, I'm gonna stop my sister.
What?
I said, as everybody leaves that bedroom, I'm stopping my sister before we
Oh,
leave.
stop. At least it's slap.
Yeah, I heard something different too, right? Okay.
I heard that too. I was
It's
like,
the accent.
whoa.
It's the accent. I apologize.
Okay,
Maybe I
so-
should.
I wasn't going to leave the room, but when I see that Bayro wants to linger behind with his sister,
Well, we could step out too if I get the
No,
sense that you're gonna do a
no,
thing.
it's fine. It's fine. I see this. I slip out. I do not go downstairs. I start moving down that same hallway that was being searched, and I start looking behind tapestries, under rugs, kind of moving slowly, checking for anything down that hallway.
Okay, you give me a perception check while Barrow has this conversation.
Excuse me, we're already late. It's very rude.
Yes. Why did you take that thing? That dusty old antique.
I did not take anything.
Sister, I watched you take that brush. That old brush. It still has hair in it.
It is quite nice, though. I just had a feeling that I needed it. I don't know. Just a voice in my head that said to take it.
A voice in your head. Oh, you sound like mother. I really think you need to take that ring off.
I don't have the ring on.
And she shows you her hand. It's not there.
I don't see the band.
Oh.
Diane, you feel it on your finger.
Fancy.
Interesting. See, I
Well,
told you I don't have the ring on.
Now, Diane, you don't see it either,
But I feel it.
but you feel
No.
it.
Yeah. Okay.
but
Well,
you know it's there.
I'm
yeah.
glad that you don't have it on. With everything that Saxton said,
Yeah.
I suspect that ring,
It's
whoever
probably
gave him that ring, maybe it was Gamet. He seems like an ornery folk.
Yes.
Well, keep that cursed ring in your pocket, please.
Yes, I will. Right in my pocket, not on my finger.
Do I believe
You got
her?
it.
Sure, Sid.
Should I roll a deception on Vorpal?
Yeah, deception versus insight. Go.
+1.
Like I hate to get in the middle of
I have a
sibling
+1.
rivalry. You believe her.
I just walked down.
It looks crooked.
Yeah, it is.
It's
She
tough,
beats it
but-
no matter what. I rolled a 4, guys.
That's how dice land in the northern hemisphere. Okay, so you guys head down to dinner. Ollie, I love you, man. I'm sorry. You guys head down to dinner, and Tarbul is already there, and he is sitting next to Navarra, who is sitting near the head of the table. The seat at the head of the table is empty. Also sitting is Saxon. And coming out with a tray with 2 bowls of soup is Ahara. Gamut walks in a moment after the rest of the party, and he sits near the end of the table. The others of you may sit wherever you wish.
I'd like to sit as close to Gamut as possible.
Great. So you're sitting near the end of the table, right across from him.
Sure.
I guess
I'll
I'll
sit on the other
next to
side of
my brother.
Okay.
So
Thompson?
DM, my perception check in the hallway was a 16. 13 plus
16. You didn't see anything. Nothing. You were having about as much good luck as Saxton did, which is sad.
All right, so then when I go back downstairs to the banquet hall, Kazik Stray, Dr. Zigzazi will actually swagger into the room a bit and sit at the head of the table.
Okay. At the head of the table. Okay. My brain had to go. Wait, what did he say?
Yeah.
Dominant.
And you can see Navarra like straighten a little bit, but she chooses not to say anything.
I would.
Can I see Navarra from my seat?
Yeah, you can see everyone pretty clearly.
Okay. I want to make sure she's in my line of
Table, so long you got to make a
Like-
perception check to see.
the whole time. And I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little suspicious. A little suspicious.
Okay. The chef, Hara, she sets down the soup right between you, Toxin, and the daughter. And the daughter takes the soup, and she, the cook, looks at you.
I nod.
Okay, and she puts the soup in front of you, and she takes a couple of more back and forth and starts to set the soup in front of every person. And then she takes the last seat at the end, kind of a higher stool, so she can kind of sit up there, and she starts to eat as well. And you guys are having dinner. Any questions or conversations you want to have while you're having this meal? And by the way, the soup's delicious.
Very good soup. Good job on using the salt. That
Oh, thank you.
fits.
Well, I don't use a lot of salt because I want you to taste, the soup. But I think maybe he lost his
Yes.
sense of taste a little bit. Maybe I don't.
Well-
I'm not gonna hold a grudge. I mean, it's fine.
Salt will bring out the natural flavors of the food, though.
Well,
So
Yeah.
a little bits will help.
What are
Yeah.
the bowls made out of?
They're earthenware, but they're glazed. They have a
I'm
kind of a nice thing being finished. They're nice.
So when I touch the bowl, I don't get like a static shock from it. Like a little zap.
No.
Okay.
No.
Take 10d6 lightning damage.
Oh, hilarious.
Imbue it into the food.
Just want to make sure the
So-
bowl's grounded. You know.
I'm just
Thompson,
gonna eat my
uh,
soup and side-eye Navara the whole time.
It's earthenware, Chris. It's super grounded. I will.
It's ground.
I will not partake of the soup. I'm just gonna kind of sniff it. I'll bring it to my mouth, drop the spoon back, and just kind of watch the table, especially the daughter. Anytime she looks at me, I smile and wink at her.
She kind of shifts a little bit, so she doesn't have to look at you quite so much because you get the sense she's a little unsettled by you, your piercing red eyes and visage, as it were. And she says, "So, cousins, I suppose. I wondered if I could enlist your help in this unusual affair. The will was not helpful. I fear my father was not in his right mind. I intend to speak to Brookshire in the morning, but since you seem to know my father more than I realized, being invited and all, and receiving a true gift, perhaps you know more about his mental state or what he intended with talking in circles in his last will and testament."
I don't know if we do know him that well. I've never met him before. Not that I can remember, at least. Maybe I was young. Any specific questions you might have? Maybe he just got a sudden sickness.
I suppose he was quite old.
Is Saxton at dinner with us?
Mhm.
He is?
Yep, he's eating the soup, kind
How's he acting?
of normal for him,
Normal.
as far as you can tell. He's eating the
Normal
soup
for
kind
him.
of
That's
heartily.
so
Yeah,
weird.
he's seen all traces of any previous trauma is not present in him now.
Has he changed his
Okay.
breeches?
Would-
He's sitting, so you can't tell, but you do not smell urine.
Okay. Saxton was his assistant or servant or something.
Manservant.
Maybe you can enlighten Navara on how he was doing in his last few days.
Oh well, he seemed good. I mean, until the night before, he seemed confused. And maybe I missed the signs. Maybe I
Yeah.
should have watched closer. But he did seem like his mind was going at the end.
So I'm gonna look around at everyone at the table that's not my party and be like, who knows where he got this ring that he gifted me and my brother?
Gamut goes, huh, but continues to eat the soup.
Gavin, do you have something to say? You've been very quiet.
I only speak when there's something worthwhile to say.
Well, I think this is worthwhile.
You
This
want to
ring-
know?
This ring has magical properties, and my cousin, he died, and no one seems to really know why. So, one thought leads to another. I would like to know where this ring came from.
I can only say this. He bought the ring, and it is not cursed. I can vouch for the seller personally.
And who was the seller?
A reputable dealer, some towns away. I've bought many things from him in the past. I have no reason to suspect him. I could investigate the ring if you wish.
I don't think that's necessary. Any other information you have from this? I mean, would you have investigated it before he wore it, being his His mage, his wizard?
I
I'm
saw.
gonna just chime in and say, you seem like the kind of guy who knows more than everyone else. Why don't you share some of your insights with us?
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Sure thing, brother. Oh yeah, that's
Ooh.
a 25.
Nice. You feel like playing to his pride was a good a good call. He says, that ring was not the cause of his death. As your friend here, the tiefling, you hear Saxon go, correctly guessed. It was a ring to protect him. He felt his privacy was being invaded. And so this item was to help him keep
Okay.
it.
Okay. Interesting. So what was he afraid that was like trying to intrude his or harm him in some way? Like why was he trying to protect himself?
He gives a little look over to the daughter, to Navarra, and she kind of gives a nod. She goes, he felt someone was spying on him.
Did he know who, or just someone that he was not aware of?
He wasn't sure who. That's why he felt he needed to protect himself.
And-
Tarbul, Caden, make me perception checks. Go ahead, Diane.
All
Um,
right.
Do I believe Gamut when he was saying that?
You can make the roll.
Why
15.
Less.
what made him believe he was being spied on? Like what were the signs that he felt were giving him these thoughts?
His papers being ruffled, moved, rummaged through. He felt he could feel a presence sometimes. I didn't see the same things he did, but I decided to humor him. And so I got him the ring to protect himself from general evilness, I suppose.
Hey, maybe the place is haunted.
So he heard a voice before he got the ring, is what you're saying.
He felt he was being watched before the ring, yes.
Yeah.
Tarbul, you had a 15?
Oh no, that was yeah.
Out of 15.
Oh, you did. Okay, and you had a 15? When you say maybe the place is haunted, you notice two things simultaneously. Gamut doesn't have a shadow. And you're like, wait, maybe that's just the light. And you look over at Tarbul's shadow, and his shadow moves and pulls away and stands up. Hands reaching over to Tarbul. Everyone roll for initiative.
Who? Okay, say it one more time. With the who's Tarvul?
Gamut didn't have a Tarbul. Your fellow player,
Oh.
this guy here, not just
Got it. I'm like, what NPC? What name is that?
this guy.
Got it.
Yeah, where's the art for that one, Jason?
Oh, I got a nat 20. I got a nat 20.
Okay, 20 or above.
I do have
That
advantage.
would
One
be a 21.
Ooh, nice. All right, 15 or above.
second. 19.
16.
Out of 15.
Who had 16? Who? Okay,
I
Tarbul.
said, he said 19. I had 15.
I got
15.
either a 6 or a 9, but I just totally missed where the dot was.
It's a 6.
It's a 6. Do you have a
Okay,
bonus
cool.
to your initiative?
Sure do. That too.
2, so you have an 8. Okay. And the bad guys. Ooh. All right. Okay, Diane, you get to go first.
Are there any plants in this?
Yeah, there is a kind of a small, like almost like a bonsai in the middle of the table, and then in two of the opposing corners, adjacent to each other, are topiaries.
Topiaries? Okay. Just curious. So I'm gonna do. How far away is this person from me? This shadow person? How many are there?
10 feet. Right now, you only see the one coming
Okay, just the one.
behind Tarbul Bahiskir.
Okay. I am going to get a good look at it, so I'm not going to hit anyone else, and I'm going to do Thorn Whip.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. +4 to hit, so that is a 19.
A 19 hits.
Awesome. For awesome 6 damage.
6 damage. Do you want to make a save or anything like that?
Is it large or smaller?
It is smaller than large. It's medium. It's human sized.
Yeah. So I guess it's 10 feet closer to me now. Ooh. Why did I do that? No, it's okay. It's okay.
It whips it and it like pulls it forward, and it's standing in the middle of the table, but the bottom half is below the table and the upper half is above the table, like Ghost Dad kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like.
And I'm going to back up a little bit.
Yeah, you push the chair back, and that's when you notice your own shadow is starting to raise up from the floor behind you.
Okay, cool.
I don't know its predilections, but okay. Solo, you're next. Be thinking.
I already thought.
Yep. I don't. That's my turn. Done.
Okay. Solo, you're up. Keith, be thinking.
So, and I'm right next to Gamut, right? So we notice that he doesn't have a shadow, super sketch, and Tarbul has a creeper behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
I guess it's like 10 feet away from me now, right?
Technically, yes, it's 10 feet away.
Yeah, it went past you, so it's not threatening you any longer, which is nice.
Do I go with my gut? 11 or higher?
I think you should go with your gut.
Well, my gut is probably something different. What do you guys think? So I'm gonna.
I don't know what it would be.
I'm gonna take. I don't know. So we're in the center of this room, right? So ooh.
This is a large dining hall. You have plenty of space to move around.
No, I'm not changing my mind. Okay. I'm gonna back up against the wall, and then poof, my bow is gonna appear. I'm gonna take a shot at Gamut.
A Gamut. Oh, nice. Okay.
That is a dirty 20 to hit.
That hits.
8 on the die. 11 points of piercing damage.
He takes it in the shoulder and it spins him. He's like, ah! And he falls over and he's behind the table and you can't see him anymore.
Can I get into a position where I can see him?
Yeah, you can kind of swing around the other side of the table.
Sure.
Okay, and that'll
yeah, that's it.
be your whole movement. You back up, you move around. Okay, and you can see him. He's on the ground, like just like breathing hard and like holding the arrow, just like.
Okay.
Okay. Keith, you're up. Toxin, you're next. Be thinking.
So I want to cast Witch Bolt on the shadow that once was my shadow. But I have this ability as a Storm Mage called Tempestuous Magic. And so before I cast it, I want to move backwards 10 feet or to wherever the wall of the dining room is.
Yeah, that's about 10 feet.
Okay, cool. And then I will cast that spell. I think I have a +5 to that. So.
That's a hit.
Nice. And then that is 1d12.
Ooh, 11.
Nice. So
Okay.
11 damage.
All right, now is that lightning damage?
Let's see. Which bolt that is. Yeah, it is lightning damage.
Okay. So the lightning hits right through it, and you see it it like some of it fractures out and like illuminates the body, the torso of the shadow, but the most of it continues through it and strikes the wall, and it's still up, but like it's flickering. It doesn't seem to have taken all the damage you expected.
Ugh.
Next, anything else, Turbo?
No, I'm just gonna end my turn against this wall.
Okay, and which bolt is you can maintain it, right?
Yes, that is concentration.
Excellent. All right. Top.
Did Gamut make a concentration check if he had to make a concentration check?
Roll to detect concentration check.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Way to bog it down, Chris. Come on.
I'm just asking.
Nice try. Toxin, you're up. The shadows are after you.
Okay, so again, having taken this great strategic spot at the head of the table, I see Gamut flip to the ground with an arrow in him, not having a shadow. I see the shadow rising up. Am I noticing Dariana's shadow separating from her as she stands as well?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm seeing everyone at the table, with the exception of Gamut, has a shadow separating.
As it sits right now, you can see the one in the middle of the table that just got thorn whipped and shot with lightning, and then another one rising up next to Daruna. You can see that there is one kind of at the end of the table coming up behind the cook, the blonde halfling, and you can see that there's one rising up next to you.
All right. Toxin is going to gracefully spring from his seat, step atop the table, and leap to where Gamut has fallen, bringing down two blades, a rapier and a dagger on Gamut.
Ooh, okay. That's going to be with an attack with advantage because he's prone.
All right, and that will be also with advantage. That will give me stealth. He's on the ground, did not see me coming. So first one is a 5 with advantage on here, and then a 4. So the rapier total then would be a 9, and then the dagger is a nat 20.
Okay, roll the dice twice, add the bonus once.
Okay, and the dagger. This is my one uncommon item. It's a dagger of warning, so it's magical. It's got a +1 to it, but nothing too potent. So I'm going to roll on that, and it's a D4 +3. So I roll the D4 twice. On here, change my dice. Whoop, wrong one. I'm new to Vorpal board here. Give me a second. Oh, nope.
Still not that one. You can click the. You can click the picture. You can click the picture.
I got it. I'm slow, but not that slow.
The die.
All right, here we go, and let's do 2 of those, and roll. Oh, you got the D20 too. All right, so there's a 3, and just this guy. Right, that way. There we go. We got all kinds of die everywhere. So 4 and 1. 5
so
plus
we'll
3, that's 8 plus my strength bonus, which is 1, so 9 points of damage from the dagger.
9 points of damage from the dagger. Okay, great. So that goes in right between his shoulder blades. His scapula is there, and he just like why? Stop it! Anything else, sir?
I'm gonna roll off of him. I do have a bonus action here, but I'm not gonna take it. I'm just gonna roll off and stand next to the wall. I'm looking at the shadows. So I've hit him, and now I'm getting my space to see what's happening in the room.
What's your movement?
60.
Ooh, really? Dang. Okay, yeah, you're against the wall then. Okay, the shadows get to go. Diane, your character, the one that got hit with the lightning, Daruna. He's going to turn towards Tarbul, and the one that's next to you, Diane, is going to attack you. Tell me that roll right now. Does a dirty 20 hit?
I mean, sure, I guess.
Okay. That's 5 points of damage.
Oh.
And you lose 1 point of strength. Tarbul, the one next to that you're hitting with the lightning is like floating without any kind of resistance right at you. Does an 18 hit?
It does.
You take 7 points of damage, and you take 2 points of strength drain. Caden, the one kind of between you and the cook comes after you. A 6 doesn't hit, I assume?
I was ready to get smacked. My AC's 12, my guy. But no, it doesn't hit.
I rolled a 2. And Toxin, the one that was forming up by you, can't quite make it to you, so he is going to... Let's see. He's going to head towards you, Barrow, because you're the next closest. Does a 16 hit?
Misses.
Ooh, nice. So it slashes at you silently, and you dodge out of the way. Caden, it is your turn. You have a bad guy in front of you and a very frightened cook nearby.
Yep, so I am going to sort of look at the shadow next to myself. I'm going to flick my thumb across the tip of my horn and draw a drop of blood. I'm going to flick it, and I'm going to say, and I'm going to cast Bane on the one in front of me, the one next to Navarra, and the one at Barrow.
Nice. And what does Bane do, sir?
Bane is a charisma saving throw that if you fail, it means that every attack roll or saving throw you make while I'm concentrating is done with a D4 subtracted from it.
I love Bane.
They all failed. They all got a 10, a 10, and a 5.
Hell yeah.
Excellent. Would you like to do anything else?
And then, as a bonus action, I'm going to... Who's next in me in the turn order? Or at the top?
It's back at the top with Diane.
Diane? Alright. I'm going to flick a little bit of bardic inspiration Diane's way. Say, let's get this show on the road, sister! D6. Or is it D4? No, D6.
D6 inspiration.
D6?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Toxin, you see Gamut make a gesture, and he disappears, and you notice him out of the corner of your eye reappear, like leaning on one of those like topiary trees in the corner, like breathing hard and trying to catch his breath. He made a little short teleport to the other side of the room.
Okay.
Diane, you're up.
Oh, it's my turn already. Woo!
It
All right.
is.
So where are all of the shadows? Are they're like spread out all over the place?
Yeah,
By
one's
us.
headed for Tarbul, one's headed for Brio, one for Caden, and one is right next to you, I think.
Are any of them in their own 5-foot spot with no one else near it? I know there is one in the table, but did it move?
It
That one
moved
moved?
towards Tarbul, but missed. Everyone seems to be engaged with something.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
everyone's
can,
got someone nearby.
I would like to cast Moonbeam. I would like to position it in a way that gets the one by Tarbul, but doesn't get Tarbul.
Yeah, you could do that. You can place it just behind it, so it's engulfed and
Beautiful.
awesome. And it's radiant damage, yes?
It sure is. It sure is. So I need a con save.
They're super good at that. Not at all.
And those con saves will be made with -1 D4.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. Well, he rolled a 1, so -1, -3, so he rolled a -3.
Yes! Yes! All right, that's...
Thank you, Caden.
Okay, let me... So it says... When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn, it's... Or starts its turn there, is engulfed in ghostly flames, 2d10 radiant damage. So they take the damage now?
Yes, and if he were to stay there, he
technically
would...
a turn. Yes.
Right. So I'm going to help you, though. You don't have to roll damage. It just, like, shreds into, like, explodes. He only had 1 hit point.
Okay, And I am concentrating on it, keeping it up so I can move
Mhm.
it till my next turn.
Yes, and if you kind of go to the next closest one at each of your turns, there's not a single one of them in this spot that you can't reach.
Love it. I love
All right.
Moonbeam.
Moonbeam's amazing, and they happen to be vulnerable to radiant damage. Solo, you're up.
How are they feeling?
Do I see
Yeah.
Dinglehopper?
Gamut.
Yes.
Yes, you see him at the other end of the room, gasping, trying to catch his breath, holding onto that little tree.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay.
Really,
Jeez.
this dude.
We have shadows attacking us, and you are attacking
understand.
this guy.
I'm tracking with Pedro. I'm feeling the same thing.
I mean, either I almost kill an old man,
I
or
mean,
I am
I
a
mean,
hero.
he didn't have a shadow to begin with, so it is
17
pretty
to hit.
sketch. It is pretty
That is
sketch.
pretty weird. Yeah.
Super
17. He uses his reaction and puts up shield.
Oh.
What a wanker.
Do you yell, "Gamut"?
I see what you Great.
Someone's gonna clip this entire.
I'm
show.
gonna move. I'm gonna move as close as I can in his direction.
Yes. Okay. You're moving in a threatening way towards him. Excellent. Okay. And you would be able to get pretty close. Not all the way. You were on the other side of the room, but yeah.
Do I have a bonus action? I don't think I have a bonus action. No. Oh, you know what?
Tarbul, you're next. Be thinking.
What is it? What is it? What is it? I'm an action surge. I'm gonna shoot him again.
Okay.
Oh man.
Oh, that is it.
His AC will still
18
be
on the
in-
die, so 25 to hit.
That's gonna hit, even with the shield, which lasts until the end of his turn.
So that's 6 plus 3 is 9 points of piercing damage.
You hit him. You strike him right between the ribs, and he's just like, "Why? Stop! What are you doing?"
He's still up though.
He's still up, but he doesn't look good.
Keep him alive, Toxin. End my turn.
In
That's
that
not my specialty. That's not my specialty.
Yeah, that's the opposite of his specialty. I
Yeah.
think.
I understand.
Tarbul, you're
That's
up.
why I'm saying it right now.
So Tarbul, you just saw like the moonbeam shoot down right in front of you, like Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind, and the shadow burst, and you're just like, "Thank you."
Yeah, thank you. And Tarbul, as we saw that like the lightning wasn't really doing much. So I think that he kind of like puts his paws out to like gather the witch bolt like lightning like into his mouth. And then I cast Dragon's Breath on myself. And when it kind of looks like Tarbul is like eating the lightning, and when he like blows it back out, it comes out as fire. Is there a way that I can like catch more than one in a cone that is
It's 15 feet, I think.
Yes.
Yes, if you were to move closer to Caden, you could do that. However, that arrangement would get the shadow by Daruna, by Caden, but it would also catch the cook.
Okay. There's like no other configuration that would.
Not that you can get into in one turn.
Okay. Can I get one from where I'm currently standing?
Yes, you can get the one next to Caden, no problem.
Okay, then I'm going to aim for that one then. I think it is
Don't scorch me.
Okay, he needs to make a saving throw, right?
Yeah, dex save 13.
No.
Oh, nice.
Minus 1d4. Every time.
So let's see that.
I love Bane so much.
I love Bane.
3d6.
Rude.
I feel like it's very underutilized too.
It is.
Support class play is very underrated.
Yeah.
I play the
That's
hell
true.
out of some bard.
I wonder if Keywin can get Bane.
So I think that's 10 fire.
10 fire.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It much the same as before. You see it's like travel through the door, so it goes beyond as well. So you get the impression that that's not quite doing it either.
I think that's it for me.
Okay, great. Toxin.
All right. I am barreling toward Gamut, sprinting along the wall. And how close can I get to him? I saw him, leaning on the topiary. I saw him take the blow from Beiro.
Yeah, you can get right up to him.
All right. So I'm going to do a couple things here. First of all, I'm not going to get all the way to him. As I run toward him, I'm going to slide on the ground, and I will, instead of my normal two-handed attack, I'm going to throw a dagger, which I have coated with a drow poison. And I'll tell you what that does in a second. I'll throw that. And then with my left hand, I've grabbed a handful of ball bearings from a pouch that I fling toward his feet. So I'm going to stop short about 5 to 7 feet from him as I throw the dagger and then fling the bearings toward his feet.
Great. Make the attack roll for the dagger.
All right. On the dagger, we have a total of 9
No.
on the dagger.
Strikes the wall behind him.
All right. And on the bearings, that's a 16. Yeah, total dex. 16. And then with my bonus action, I'm going to hit him with fairy fire.
Okay, to light him up for advantage.
Mhm.
Great. Okay, excellent. Toxin, after you, it is the shadows. So let's see. The shadow in front of Tarbul is done. The one in front of you, Caden, is still there. He's going to attack. Minus D4, right?
Yes.
Well, he rolled a 4, so never mind.
0.
Daruna, the one in front of you is going to attack. He rolled a 1. What's going on, my dice?
Nice.
And there's one near you, Beto, right? You killed one. There's 4 total, so there's 1 left. He attacks and he rolls a 7. So I don't know why I bother. I just, you know what? I'm going home, and yeah, that's that Bane is killing them. They all kind of swipe, but they aren't making contact. You guys are kind of getting your bearings, starting to work as a team. Okay, Caden, you're up.
All right. So there's still one next to me, but it's been sort of scorched by the what's it called, the fire. There was one near the daughter, Navara. Is that which one's that?
The one that was near Navara was the one that Toxin had near him, but it moved towards Barrow.
Okay.
Because Toxin moved out of the way.
One near Barrow. All right, so that one is one of the baned ones. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna point at it and speak a couple of words of Infernal. Just be like, and Vicious Mockery. Wisdom save, DC 13, minus 1d4.
Yeah, no, it
Incredible.
fails. It fails.
Have 2 psychic damage, my guy. And if it doesn't kill it, disadvantage on its next attack.
How much damage was it?
2 psychic.
Okay, that's not going to kill it. And it has disadvantage on the next attack?
Sure does. That's how we play support. Woo!
Okay.
Doing it beautifully.
No, good job, dude. Awesome. Barrow and Toxin, you see the wizard, and he casts another spell, and in front of him, a dust devil emerges right in front of him, and he gets kind of angles it so that he's in the corner near that tree, and puts it in front of him, so it is obscuring your guys' ability to kind of get a bead on him. Is using it to kind of
Gambit
make a
does this?
Gambit does this,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
to kind of protect himself, place a barrier between you guys and him. And Daruna, it is your turn.
It's my turn. I would like to move my moonbeam to the next closest shadow.
Okay, that's the one next to Caden.
Yes. So I believe I need a con save.
You do. That's a 17, but minus D4, right? 17 minus 15. Is a 15 save?
Yeah.
Does it take half damage?
Does it?
think
Or
it does.
half on a success. Yes.
Who
How
did
much
she do
damage?
that on?
The shadow in front of Caden's.
And he took the -4 for Bane.
Mm-hmm.
The negative D4.
So that is 11 damage. So
So,
half that.
but they're vulnerable, so don't. So,
don't. Yes.
so don't. And it explodes like tissue paper in the mouth of a small dog.
That's 2 for Darunia.
You know, like you do. Yeah, you're mopping up. Everyone else can just stay
exploding
alive.
Shadows.
Yeah.
I'm not wasting my energy on trying to kill Gambit.
You hear, good job. Okay, you're solo.
So what you're saying is I can't shoot this guy with an arrow because of his positioning?
Well, I'm saying you can. I'm saying it's gonna be difficult.
What about a
You'll
fireball?
have to go. Yeah, you could absolutely do that.
Well, I mean, but would it be at like disadvantage? Is what I'm asking.
It would be a disadvantage. Well, you know what? Normally it would be, but John did fairy fire, so straight roll.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Can I get within melee range?
Yes, you could, but you'd have to go through this dust.
I have to go through it, not like around it. But I have to go through it.
Yeah,
backed himself in the corner, right?
because he's backed in the corner like that, he's got it in front of him, kind
Sure.
of trying
No,
to.
no, that's fine. So I would
Yeah.
have to. Would I have to like? What would happen if I tried to run through it?
There's one way to find out.
Yep. So
How about I'll make you a deal, Mister Fighter Magic-y guy, Eldritch Knight. Give me an Arcana roll, and I'll tell you.
Oh, I've never played an Eldritch Knight. This is fun.
I liked playing Eldritch Knight.
That, my friend, is a really solid 9.
A really solid 9. Okay.
I'm gonna bonus action. Bonus
You're
action.
not sure.
I'm gonna bonus action, and you watch as my bow switches to my rapier, and I'm going to, try to run through the dirt devil.
All right, excellent. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Brother, why?
That, my friend, is a 19.
Excellent. You take 4 points of damage, and you're not pushed away. You are in melee range. Do your worst.
With advantage, correct?
Yes, because of the fairy fire. I will tell you this, Solo. Even though you got a solid 9 on that Arcana check, there is something that's bothering you about this Dust Devil, but you can't really think of what it is. Heat of battle and all that.
I'm sure I'm gonna find out later.
Oh.
I have a one-track mind. That's where I am right now. So with advantage,
And that track right now is stab, 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 stab.
it is. It really, really is. All right, hang on. D&D Beyond. All right, so that is a 19 or a 19. That's fun. Does a 19
That's when
hit?
19 hits, yes. How does 19 work out for you?
That is a 6 plus 3. That is 9 points of piercing damage.
He goes down.
Does the Dust Devil,
Disappear.
Yes, he loses concentration on the Dust Devil and goes away.
do the shadows go away?
No.
Well, mistakes have been made.
And that's when the thing that was bothering you kicks up. You're like, wait, isn't Dust Devil a concentration spell?
Yeah, well.
Anything
It was
else?
at this moment
I
we
have
did.
ruled out Someone who has not committed the clue.
You have removed 25% of the suspects. That's great.
Oh my god.
That's
I
going
believe I
to
was wrong,
be-
Toxin.
Tarbul, you hear that, and it's your turn.
Oof. I think Tuxin hops on the table and breathes fire at the shadow in front of was it Dayruna?
Delruna, yeah. Yes, totally in range. Go for it.
Yeah, dex save, please.
Great, that's me. No, it does not save.
Nice. 3d6. What did I
So
get?
12?
It's
You got 12.
Nice.
All right, same kind of thing. It takes damage, but not as much as you had hoped.
Yeah, these things are really tough.
Yes, they're not tough. They're just hard to.
As Darunia is just like incinerating
Rack another one up.
all of them.
Just like chalks the scoreboard behind it.
This one counted as 2, just for the record. 2 right here.
Tarbul, anything else? Like you're on top of you're okay. Let's just get this straight. You're a 5'6" cat,
Yeah.
orange, on top of the table, just breathing fire, and just like, who else? All right. Anything else?
That's it.
I love
Okay, so
it.
make sure everyone has the perfect picture. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. We needed that. We needed that.
Toxin, you're up.
That picture was so perfect. Can I see it again, please, Jason?
Sure. Just like
Something furball, fireball.
So I hear, Beto make this really strange comment that was mistakes were made. Toxin sees no mistakes. He giggles and leaps over, takes the body of Gamut, flips it over on top of him, and starts rifling through his pockets as he's watching the shadows.
nice. Give me a investigation check.
That is going to be a total of 11.
11. Yeah. You find his wand in a inner cloak pocket. Other than that, nothing else. But you are kind of using human corpse
Sure.
shield, going on.
Okay. I'll pull the wand out, but I'm also watching the room. So does anyone appear like any of the party appear like they're hurting or in danger, or everyone seems to be fending off these shadows pretty well? And then I'm also looking at what everyone else and like all the other members of the household are doing, since I'm not going to take an attack action this round.
Yeah. I'll speak for the members of the household and let the party members speak for themselves. Household, you can see is hiding behind Caden, like grabbing the pant leg and like hiding behind him. You can see that the lady of the house and Saxon are hiding under the table. Navarra and Saxton, and Gamut is being a weekend at Bernie's with you.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to take the wand off, and I'm going to stay in that spot holding his body.
Okay, great. The shadow's turn. Daruna, the shadow goes after you because it can tell the light of the moon is coming after it. Does a, what is that, 15? Yeah, so does a 19 hit?
Is that minus
Yeah.
1d4?
Oh, well, okay, yeah, 19 minus, well, before we do that, then you're right, thank you. Minus
Even if
one,
you
does
get
it
4, it's
18?
gonna. Even
Oh,
if you
good.
get 4, it's gonna hit because I have a 15.
All right.
Don't you love it when the DM
That's-
does that? Third level characters. Does a 37 hit?
Hey,
Yeah.
Can you not?
it was a 19, that's possible.
So what's the damage, sir?
Warforge are a thing. The damage
Yes,
is going
they
to
are.
be 7 points of damage, and you lose 2 more points of strength.
2 more points?
And you need to make a DC 10 Constitution save to hold concentration.
And you have an inspiration on that roll.
On my con save, thank you.
Yep.
So 5 points of damage, is that what I'm taking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would like everyone to know I started this night off with an 8 strength.
Wait,
So
By
wait,
my
so-
calculations, you have like 5.
So now I have 5.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is it like you die when you get to 0? Is that what it was?
What? No.
You die if you get to
Yeah.
0.
I mean, that's how I would.
Like no death saves. You were like dead.
Okay.
Dead. Just
Your
dead.
body
Oh,
cannot keep itself
Listen,
alive.
Diane, don't worry. There's worse things than death. Much worse things.
No, we just killed the
Like this
necromancer.
ro-
You're good.
Like this ring that's on my fucking finger. Sorry. Okay.
I wasn't
Okay,
even
okay,
counting
okay.
that, but yes, that's
Okay.
also a complication.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Well, the good news is you can
I'm
barely
rolling.
lift a hand.
I'm rolling a con save. Plus, I have a D6.
Six. Yeah.
Hey, Jason, want to do a break after this round?
Yeah, and we'll come back for like the final hour or so because
Yeah.
we want to make this short.
18.
You succeed. Keep concentration. You're still at 5 strength. And I'll do the other attack is going after Lorio.
I'm scared.
Comes up behind you. I'm in danger. Does a 13 hit.
Who?
Who is
Solo.
that?
No.
Solo. No. Okay. You're like, forget that mess. All right. Okay, Caden, make your go, and then we'll go for a break.
All right. We're gonna just make this one nice and simple. I hold out my hand, and like spectral frost starts to glow from it, and I just fire a ray of frost at the offending Shadow Boy next to Beiro. And let's just go, bam, bam. That's my to hit.
That's a hit.
Sweet. And that's my 3 ice frost slowing damage. That's the one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Great. Okay.
So enter mistake for the break, and we will start our break right now. See you guys soon.
Mistake. Welcome back. We're right in the middle of a battle with shadows. Diane is popping shadows left and right and losing strength points left and right. It is.
Ain't that the truth?
Yes, it is the top of the round, but at the right before your turn, Diane, Saxton scrambles from under the table and like comes up next to you and just like she's muttering, I think she's casting a spell or something. Fuck.
Who?
Pointing at the table. It's like
Navarra.
Navarra, and he's like cowering behind you.
You know, it was a 50-50 chance.
Oh my god. I didn't trust her from the beginning.
It was the dressmaker.
Or did Jason even pick who it was?
Okay.
Whichever one Solo doesn't try to kill.
I mean, it's a. I can move it 60 feet, so I would try to move this moonbeam to the one that's attacking me consistently and taking away my strength.
Yes, that would be optimal.
I can't be losing strength no more. Or I'm just gonna collapse on the floor and.
No more.
So yeah, if I could have a con save on that, please.
Yes. Are we looking at the minus D4, sir?
How many have been killed? Because there was 4 shadows and I baned 3 of them, and I've lost track of which ones I
There's
baned.
only 2.
There's only 2 left, and they both were Bane. The
only
one that
Did you say Bane or
died
Bang?
first.
I thought he said Bang.
I heard Bang.
Well,
heard Bang.
it could go either way.
He's a different kind of bard, you guys. Yeah, he super failed. He got like a 7.
Beautiful. 2d10. Oh my god, I've been rolling the wrong dice this whole time, guys. I've been rolling d8.
Crazy funny. Yeah.
I swear I've never met her before in my life.
Those look so different. How could you mix
new.
10, 10.
10.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's
A D10 and a D12, maybe?
There's a spell right below Moonbeam that uses d8, and I think I just read that. Anyways,
Yeah.
10.
10 points of damage.
What if I
The
told you about skim reading?
the shadow like just bursts into confetti again, to shadow confetti. Saxon gets further behind you to get away from like some kind of like spray or something he's expecting.
I don't have a bonus action that would help in this situation, I don't think.
Right after the shadow bursts, and while you're considering your next options, you hear a voice from under the table, and Navarra sticks her head out. It's like, no, he was doing it. He's casting a spell.
Do I believe her? Can I bonus action insight her?
Yes, you can do it with advantage.
Okay.
Insight check.
Oh, that was.
We're just gonna kill them all, is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, we'll just kill them
We
all.
live here
We're
now.
the place
Yeah.
to live.
Oh.
I am so with that plan. That
Toxin
works
will
out.
find the door at some point. He will find the hidden
14.
treasure.
Toxin, this is my surprise face.
14.
14. She seems to be telling the truth.
Fuck.
So it's the gnome! I would like to move as far away from both of them as I can.
Okay.
And not near a shadow.
Not near a shadow, so you kind of back away so you can see both of them. Moonbeam's still right where it is.
Yep.
Great. Okay, Solo, you're up.
Did I hear all that?
Yeah, you're close enough.
And what are both of them doing?
Cavalry.
So,
One's under the daughter's under the table, and Saxon was kind of hiding behind your sister, but now he's like against the wall, like because she moved away.
I mean, you can't really pee on yourself on purpose, guys.
I can.
I mean, I think you can.
Maybe you can.
Not with that attitude, my guy.
Ollie, you have inspiration.
Yeah.
And how many shadows
Like
are
you
left?
needed it. One. The one that's been attacking you. By the way, your sister made the insight check, not you.
Yeah, do I believe her?
Make an insight check.
I will.
I mean, you would, because you don't want to
That's +1
let me
to
know.
nothing.
Wait, you assume he doesn't want to kill everyone. That's a bad assumption.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, so you're not sure. Like they both sound credible to you. You're like, uh.
Well, I haven't talked to her yet. Can I get melee with her?
Your sister? Yeah, sure.
No, the
Oh,
daughter.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. But you would leave the threatened area of the shadow. Just letting you.
So
know.
the shadow kept following me.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Just
what?
bonk it, my guy.
It just wants to be friends.
He just wants to hug and drain all your strength.
Bonus action, bow. Can I hit her with the bow from where I am?
Disadvantage because let's say this. Yes, you can, but she has 3/4 cover, so she has a +5 to her AC.
Got it. Okay.
We're just going.
My brother attacking everyone but the shadows.
Yeah, because I knew that
Yeah.
you were gonna get the shadows. Why is D&D Beyond not working? What's going on right now?
D&D Beyond.
All right. Well.
Do you ever
alright,
put a
work now.
jacket on for the first time in the season? You're like, what is in my pockets?
Yes.
Why
Yeah.
Does a
are
22
there
hit?
Cheetos in here?
Cheetos. Does a
Gummy
22
worms.
hit?
All right, sorry. 22 does hit. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the unarmored lady. Yes, it hits her.
Unarmored.
So I know we said we were gonna do luck and all that, but Total Party Chill just donated 1,000 bits for a greater healing potion for Tarbol,
Whoa,
You
that's
accept?
awesome.
sir.
I accept nepotism. Yes,
Uh,
despite what Casual Campbell might tell you.
That is an 11 points of piercing damage.
Okay, you hit her right in the shoulder, and she's just like, ah!
Is she dead?
No, but she's not happy.
Why does she have that many hit points?
11?
Suspicious.
Why'd
She's
she
a level
roll a
7
die?
aristocrat.
Yeah, but she's a tailor. Like she
No,
makes
I rolled a
dresses.
die.
I understand.
You think she's never been poked by a sharp thing before? Come on.
She is dating a small spark
No, you know what?
I'm with you, Durminia. Like,
I didn't say anything.
Noble woman,
Okay,
dressmaker
just
has
like-
about 3 hit points, so there's
And
something up.
ends my turn.
Just like how the chef didn't get her own double entendre, neither did I. Oh gosh.
I will say, Toxin, he's not the killer. It's one of these two fools. Take your pick.
The chef is also hiding behind Caden, just in case you're curious.
Oh, the fucking chef too. Damn it! What's the chef doing right now?
What's the chef say, see?
Are you looking at the chef right now?
Yeah.
Solo, you see that she has her hand in Caden's bag and like rummaging around in it.
That little
Oh, hell no.
sneaky.
Only Burio sees it.
Can I say anything out loud?
Sure.
Caden, she's in your bag. She's either a thief or a wizard. Either way, kill her. Kill
Oh
them
my God, there
all.
are those things.
Either way, kill her.
All right, Keith, your turn. Solo's done quite enough.
I'm done. I'm so done. I'm tapping out.
Oh.
Purple hops down off the table and walks towards the chef, and I think he says, "You're stealing from my friend. I trust you." And then he blows fire on this. Chef.
Whoa! She puts her hands up, and in like one hand is like a spoon, she took out of his bag. She like.
Stolen cutlery carries a death sentence.
Are you still attacking?
Oh my
I
God,
say,
what is
why
going on?
do you need that spoon? What do
You
you
already
do?
said it, DM. Let him deal with it.
She makes a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, yeah.
I'm literally right next to her. Do I have to make it too?
Yes, you do. 8.
All right.
Oh no, I was trying to
Hey!
angle it so that I didn't get Kaden.
That's a 12 is how math works.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that she kind of like jumps behind him to protect herself.
Oh,
Does a 12 save?
12 does not save, unfortunately. So,
Okay, they both take 7 points of damage.
She'll be all right.
Except that I'm a tiefling, so I'm resistant to fire. I'm gonna take
Mm.
3.
I planned that.
Okay, she drops, and rolls.
Knew
Sure.
all along.
Oh, you're not a satyr. Got it. Horns
Okay,
and
any-
hooves.
Tarbul, you see her catch on fire. She's like, ah! She starts rolling around on the ground, drops the spoon.
Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Excellent. Toxin.
All right, so I've still got Gamut in my clutches. And I meant to ask last time, did I notice, was there any warmth to his skin, like freshly cooling, or was he cold to the touch?
No, he had a normal, mammalian body heat. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. That's I was really asking about mammalian body heat. That's good. And then so
Hey, I listen, John. I'm here for you, man.
I appreciate that.
And if I'm elected, I will be here for everyone to explain mammalian body heat.
Okay, so
I'm into it. It's fine.
I am going to roll out from underneath his body, trying not to step on the ball bearings I've thrown on the floor, and.
I should have solo save for that. All right, go ahead.
Just
I didn't
shuffle,
move. I didn't
shuffle
move.
your feet.
Oh, that's true. You
Shuffle
did.
your feet.
No, you
I-
did. You came right up. I'm not retconning. I'm saying, but you
Oh.
came up to him into the whirlwind to attack him. Doesn't matter. Next.
Oh.
Okay, so DM, would you mind explaining? So I know the chef is on the ground on fire.
Mhm.
Where?
We're really doing a number on
In a strange twist of fate, she is the one being cooked. Yes.
Yeah, she's
D&D, everybody.
her great crime was stealing cutlery, and for that she has been flambéed. And then,
Tough but fair.
We don't have a cleric.
so there's one shadow left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the rest of the folks that live here,
The household. Yeah.
what are they doing?
So Saxon is against the wall, maybe about 5 feet or so from Diane's character, and then Navara, the daughter, is kind of halfway under the table, bleeding profusely with a arrow in her shoulder.
Right, arrow from Barrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got bars. All right. And I'm not sure who to kill. So
I have
I'm
no
going
idea
to-
what you're saying.
We're just throwing gang signs over here. Don't
Just
mind us.
drow lingo. Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah, that was
I
thieves'
understand
cant.
because it's
Alright,
down under.
so I
but
just-
that's
It was
what
thieves' cant. Yeah, and he's Australian, so he naturally speaks it.
Convict background, I guess.
I'm calling you, right? All right. So I sprint toward the table,
Love you, Ollie. Go ahead.
and I slide under toward Navarro.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to attack. I'm just going to come up next to her. I'm going to smile. Are you all right?
No, I don't want to die. I just want out of here. I don't even want the titles. I just want the inheritance so I can start over. Help.
I'll kind of pull her
Get an
close.
inheritance.
I'll pull her close, and I'll say,
I'll say,
no, not yet. Not saying not yet. I kind of pull her
Someone
close and
clip that, please.
get close to me, and I just kind of start pulling her out from underneath. That'll be my route.
You're pulling her out from under the table, like a
Yeah,
bass
wait,
music,
see.
like a man. All right. Okay, cool. The shadows go. Brio.
Yeah.
Arrow.
singular.
Ooh. Yeah, the final shadow.
Oh no, brother. Don't lose
19.
your
Does a 19 hit?
Shield. No.
Nice.
Ooh.
Very nice.
I love that you both said nice at the same time.
Nice. Yeah, it goes at you and like just hits a force and just starts clawing at that force, but it can't make purchase. All right. This is an Italian. All right. It's Italian. Okay, Ollie, you're up. Kid.
All right. Well, I was just gonna blast some more frost at this shadow, but someone's been stealing from my bag. That's no go. I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna step about 10 feet away from the chef. I want to see what happens if she does that. If I do that, 'Cause she was like hiding.
Yeah, she was hiding
Right.
behind you. Now she's like stopped, dropping, and rolling. So she's no longer like directly interacting with you. She's more interacting with the ground.
Right. Well, she seems preoccupied, so I'm just gonna
Thanks, man.
Shrug for a second and just bolt another
Yes.
ray of frost at ye old shadow boy. Whoop. That's
That's going to hit.
a hit. Sweet. 7 points of frost damage, and its movement is slowed by 10 feet if that's relevant.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. It's still up, but as you see that frost, most of it seems to go through it. And it's still menacing kind of Diane's character and Saxton. Diane, it's your turn at the beginning. From the ring, you hear, "Light him up."
Okay. I will move the moonbeam over the last shadow. 'Cause I don't like them. And that's how I'm going to interpret that message.
Okay, dexterity, right?
Con save.
Con save. That's so a 16, but then minus the D4, so 14. Does a 14 save?
A 14 does save. God damn it, level 3.
But they take half damage, but he's
Vulnerable.
Right.
anyway.
So
Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
Full.
Obliterate.
10. Yes, he is obliterated, like one of those like Christmas crackers you get. You pull it, pulls apart, and into
Beautiful.
wisps of nothing.
I love it.
And then
There
the
are
little
no-
dogs eat it.
Yeah, there are no, there are no more obvious enemies. Diane, anything else you want to do?
I just want to look and see what all of the random people are doing.
Okay.
Saxton, Navarra, and Ahir. I know Ahir's on the ground burning to death, but
She's not burning to death. She's just
Not yet.
not
yeah.
yet.
She the flames seem to be starting to go out as she's rolling
Okay.
around on the ground. She's not the first time she's ever been maybe starting a kitchen fire or something.
Okay.
She's
She's out of control.
He's lit.
there's Weekend at Bernie's on the
Tarbell's power
yeah.
is equivalent to a kitchen fire.
I think so.
So I guess specifically Saxon and Navarra at this point.
Navarra is being kind of like led / out from under the table by Toxin, and Saxon is like kind of cowering against the wall, trying to stay away from the area where you just killed the shadow.
Okay. And she's not casting a spell anymore, or I can't see that she was ever.
You have no direct evidence that she was ever casting a spell.
Yeah. But she's not now that I'm seeing her.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, if she had cast something that held concentration, just like your moonbeam, you don't have to be doing anything to keep it up. You have to just be,
for sure.
kind of clenching that mental muscle.
Interesting. Okay, well, I can't really do a whole lot. I guess I'm just gonna keep my moonbeam up
Mm-hmm.
and keep my eye on both of them, specifically her because I don't trust her.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, Solo.
So when my sister destroyed the last shadow, was there a reaction from Navarra or Saxton or the cook?
No, not really. Saxon hasn't much changed his posture, trying to just stay out of the way and
Where's the half orc?
cower.
He's a lawyer.
Brookshire, he left after the reading of the will. Yeah. And the daughters is kind of being dealt with by Toxin, and the cook is on the ground now, smoking and a bit singed, but seems to be alive.
And all three of them are acting normal?
For the situation, yes. You did guys just go, look who's coming to dinner. Death.
And is Toxin holding her up, or are they still on the ground?
Toxin?
Yeah, so I've got her up now. We're out from underneath the table. I'm kind of supporting and constraining her with the same arm, and just sort of reading the situation. I lean over toward her. Who dies next?
Are you asking her or asking your party?
No, I'm asking her. I look at Navarra. I look at Navarra. Who dies next?
No one. I don't. No one has to die. She seems starting to get a little out of it, like kind of like faint, maybe.
All right, so I'd like to do an insight check here, see how believable I find this whole feigning faint and the kind of distressed act that she's doing.
Okay, go for it. So
that is a 14.
It seems to be genuine. Now, I'm going to say anyone who's not making an attack can jump in as though we're role playing. But if you're going to be doing some kind of action that's damage, let me know. So Toxin, yes, she seems to be genuine. She's still awake, but maybe she's losing some blood.
Ooh,
Okay.
All right.
I'm going
I'll-
to shoot Saxton with an arrow.
Okay.
In the knee.
That's not what he said.
I know.
It's not. It is not what I said.
Your adventuring days are over, Saxon.
Why is
No
it
more
so
chamber
slow?
pots?
That is a 26 to hit.
Yeah, he takes it right in the gut and he doubles over.
That is a 7 points of piercing.
Caden,
look at
what are
Cara.
you going to do?
I guess that's the answer. He's next.
I was gonna make my way over to Navarra and probably like this might hurt a little bit, but it's gonna get better. And I'm gonna pull the arrow out halfway through my sentence.
Just the classic bait and switch.
Yeah.
All right,
On the count of 3, 1,
3.
Yeah.
Nice. She like,
and then immediately I'll just like say a soft little
She seems like
healing word. Sorry. I'll just
Sorry?
I'm just gonna as I pulled that out, I'll just immediately just like soft
right.
little healing word, just to patch her back up a little bit.
What's that word?
But put me on the spot. I wasn't gonna say anything freaky and infernal because it's a healing thing, right?
Hey, don't judge. All right, Tarbul, are you doing anything?
No,
Seven.
I think Tarbula is like fully like confused at this point, and he's like, "What's going on? Who made these shadows?"
Asking the real questions.
I am very tired. I'm mourning the death of my cousin Sano,
That's it. Yep, that nailed it.
and I don't trust any of you people in this room right now.
As
Is that
Kaiden heals Navarra, he sees Toxin whip a wand out, Gamut's wand, and he flips it to Kaiden.
Whoa!
Catch.
Oh,
What's all this thing?
thank you. I'm gonna go stabilize Gamut.
okay?
Swish and flick.
Okay. Solo, when you say you don't trust anyone in the room, are you being serious?
Yeah, I am being super serious. I rolled a natural 20 on a medicine check to stabilize him too. I don't know if that does
Great.
anything fun.
Saxon kind of like goes like a wide berth around the moonbeam, and so he can kind of see you, Brio and Barrow, and is like, is he okay? Is he gonna be all right?
Do we notice him taking a wide berth around the moonbeam?
Yeah, I mean, Toxin and
What do you-
Diane's character are both right there. Yeah, you guys are all kind of right there on the same side of the table as all this. The only people on the other side of the table are Gamut and.
But
Philip.
anyone would take damage
Yeah.
Mhm.
from the moon.
I wouldn't want to
So-
walk through it.
I want
We'll be
to.
fine.
Light him up.
I was literally just about to say I wanted to inch the moonbeam closer to Saxton. I don't quite want to put it in his space yet, but I want to threaten him with it.
Yeah, strike him. Do it.
Yeah, just like creep up on him. Like,
Yeah.
the thing. All right.
Yes.
You're like, no, hey, what are you doing? No, I don't want that thing. I saw what it did to the shadows.
Yes, well, who made the shadows? You need to speak right now, or you will be right where they are.
I make light. No. He makes fairy fire again.
Oh, but he can cast spells, can he?
Or what's it called? He did that with you when he showed you to your rooms. He made
That's
dancing
right.
lights to show
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
how to
yeah,
do it.
yeah,
right.
yeah. I am going to continue to inch it towards him, whether he wants to move away or not. I am going to continue.
He's going to continue to
towards him.
back up in a similar rate.
Yep. Keep
He
on
hits-
going. Keep on
He
going.
hits the wall.
Let's bring it in.
And he shifts and changes to a tall 6'2",
Fucking hell.
long-armed, big head, big eyes, what you would know to be a doppelganger.
Oh my gosh. Well, can he make a con save?
Yeah.
Point of order, please make a con save.
And he makes it a disadvantage because he is
Beautiful.
a shapeshifter.
Beautiful. I really picked the right spell, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. I got so excited when you cast that. His disadvantage, he actually got a 16.
Damn it. Well, you'll still take half.
Mhm. Roll the right die.
I'm rolling 10s. So that is only 7, but
7.
so half of that.
All right. So
Okay.
his skin's burning, but he's just like.
Yep.
What do you guys want to do?
Light him up.
I will gently sit Navara in a chair. Excuse me. Natu must die next.
So sorry.
And I will move. I'll sprint toward him.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to keep you guys in the same order as before. So it was solo. Toxic, you can go. Keith, I'm going to put you next because we kind of skipped you. And then we'll go from there. So Toxin, go for it.
All right. So I am going to attack with both of my weapons, so the rapier and the dagger. And this will be the first. This creature has not taken an attack yet in this combat.
Correct.
So it will be as an assassinate. So if I hit, I score a critical on this as well.
Yeah. So
I also have my sneak attack.
he hasn't made an attack or hasn't made aggressive action.
So it says you have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that has not taken a turn in the combat yet, and any hit you score against that creature that is surprised because they have not taken an attack in that combat yet, it's a critical hit.
Wait, attack or made an action?
Attack. It says so attack roll any creature that hasn't taken a turn in the combat.
Hasn't taken a turn. He has taken a turn in this combat. I'm not trying to cheat you out of assassinate, which is amazing.
No. So the combat began when then for him?
When the shadows started.
So
Okay.
he,
All right.
yeah, he's been.
Okay.
doing
So
All
he
right.
has had turns. He hasn't attacked. That's why I wanted to ask that
Okay.
question.
I didn't know he was okay. Gotcha. Because I know
Yeah.
he's initiative. Was
Right.
he doing anything in the combat versus
Right.
a bystander? That makes
He
sense.
absolutely
Okay.
was. He was summoning shadows and casting dispersions.
Got it. Thank you.
Now, Toxin, you also need to know if you want to get in melee range of this guy, you're going to have to go in the moonbeam.
Yep, I know.
Okay.
I was aware of that. I'll get it, moonbeam. All right, I'm gonna slide right through it, singe my ebony flesh. All right, on the first, that is a 15.
That
And
hits.
on the dagger, that is a 21.
They both hit.
All
And
right,
you need to make a
so
con save.
that's going to be a sneak attack. Yes, I will. Here, 1 second. Sneak attack on the rapier. So that's 5 plus 4, 9 plus my base.
Rogues and their d6s.
I'm quicker this way. Then D8 plus 3. So 9, 6, 15. That'd be 18 points on
Nice.
piercing damage. Plunging it into him on the dagger, 4 points. And then on my con check, That is a 6, so I missed that con check, so I'm going to take full damage.
Roll that damage, Diane.
Oh, da, da, da.
Friendly
I
fire.
rolled something as a free
I
action.
got. Oh,
Yeah.
should I roll it on 4-bull?
No, just roll it like you've been doing.
Okay, I rolled a 16 damage.
Yeah, drow don't like light.
Ooh.
Caden, what are you gonna yell?
I was gonna yell to Tox, "Get out of my line of sight, brother!" And I'm gonna start like making like a little thumbs up gesture and close one eye.
All right, Tarbul.
Tarbul, I feel like at this point he would have dropped the fire breath, so he's gonna switch back to witch claw. He like rubs his hands on his like furry head, like building up that static, and then like he kind of does like a hand motion, and lightning just shoots from his tiny little paws.
Nice.
And I will go ahead and attack roll. This is with a +5.
So it's a 12. That's a miss.
Oh.
12 total.
And then I will back away from the table.
Okay. Yeah, you're plenty of distance away.
Okay.
And I'm going to give, just for simplicity's sake, the doppelganger the shadows place in the initiative, which is now. And then Caden, you're after that. Toxin, you're the most obvious foe. He takes 2 slam attacks. I assume that that a 9 doesn't hit, and oh gosh, come on, an 11 does that hit?
Nope.
Yeah. He tries to slam at you 2 times, and they miss both times. And you hear a voice in his head. Why won't you die?
Let's dance.
Caden, it's your turn. Diane, what were you gonna say?
I don't remember. Go
All
on.
right. I'm gonna just take a step around the chair that Navarro's on. I'm gonna say, "Might want to get back under the table," and I reach behind my back and I pull out a javelin.
Oh, I
As
know
I
what
do
I
when I
said.
twirl
I'll
it.
wait.
You wanna? Yep.
No, go ahead.
I twirl my javelin. I just say, "Arc," and then it just starts crackling with lightning, and I stick my thumb up at the doppelganger, make sure that I'm not gonna hit Toxin. And then I hurl my javelin of lightning at the doppelganger. And I'm gonna use inspiration to give myself advantage.
Yeah,
Because
you're.
that's not my strongest suit. Let's go. That is a. If I look at my thingo.
12 plus.
12 plus.
No, a javelin's a thrown weapon. You can use strength with it.
That would be even worse.
Oh.
Where is the?
Okay, then.
Where is the throwing things? It's check. That's. I think it's 16.
Yep, that's gonna be a hit.
Huge. All right, that's 4d6 lightning damage and 1d6 javelin damage. 21. Let's say the first one of that is normal javelin damage, so 2 javelin damage, and then the rest of that bad boy will be lightning.
It goes through his chest, pinning him to the wall. And you see his form shift, and he's Saxton, and then he's Gamut, and then he's the daughter. He's Jonas for a second, and then he in his normal doppelganger form, and he's dead.
I knew you had to blow the finger. Well done.
Question.
Yeah.
Because I chose like the bounty hunter background, but then I chose the monster hunter pack, kind of playing off that I was a monster hunter. Would I have encountered doppelgangers before?
Yeah, I say that's reasonable. Yeah, or at least know of them.
Would I know that they could summon shadows, or do I feel like he has an accomplice?
That is not a normal thing.
Turunia.
Now, I will give you this.
Of course, and I'm dropping the moonbeam. I'm dropping the
Gnomes have some natural magic, including some illusions and things like that. And so it would be well within the reason that a gnome could cast dancing lights. But he wasn't a gnome.
No.
So you're pretty sure he's cast at least 2 different spells.
Unless the first gnome that we saw upstairs was actually him, and this is the
Yes,
doppelganger.
but the one in the doppelganger actually cast dancing lights here in the dining room to try to prove that he was Saxton.
Correct.
Unless somebody else was casting it for him. We don't like your games. Okay. My arrows are still knocked, and I'm pointing at one of the two ladies at this point.
They're putting up no resistance.
Is anything else moving or breathing?
It's like two people are dead. Monsters like their friend.
I searched the
Your friends.
You know, I'm still right there, very close. I'm gonna go ahead and search the doppelganger, see if there's anything that remains on his corpse.
There's not even his clothes. Yeah, there's a javelin. It's very nice. Probably magical. And his clothes shifted with him. He doesn't appear to be wearing any kind of adornment at all. So no clothes, no pouch, nothing like that. He's just himself.
Can someone please explain why my voice changed and what the hell is going on here?
Diane, you hear, "Thank you. Now I can rest. I knew someone was watching me."
Oh.
Cousin. I believe our cousin was speaking to us.
Oh, Liam. Good old Liam.
No.
Yep.
Parent.
Great guy. That
Jonas. His name was Jonas.
That's what I said.
No. You say it's wrong every time.
My turn. It's Joshua.
Oh gosh.
He says, and again, Diane, this is just you. He says, "Take me to the clock inside the library. I will show you where it is."
I'm gonna go to the library.
Okay. She just leaves.
up.
Keep an eye on them. Where are you going?
I'm just in the middle of tugging my javelin out of the wall.
I resist the temptation to take the javelin through. It was really nice.
It's really appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah, make a wisdom saving throw to resist kleptomania.
I take
Where
Navarro
am
with
I going to put it? Stop it.
I follow Darunia, but I bring Navarro with me.
Nice. Tarbul? Coming too?
Yeah, I think I'm following them too to the library.
Okay, so you guys see, I'll do a little cutscene here. You guys see Diane walk over to the grandfather clock, open the door of it, set the time to 6 a.m., and the whole thing sits back and opens up, and there's a secret passageway. And
Whoa.
you guys
Miranda show.
follow through this secret passageway, and it gets colder and colder until there's another door that you can see the entrance of. She opens it up, and you're inside the family crypt. And you can see the open casket, the sepulcher of and Jonas's body is in there. And there's 4 other sepulchers there. And she walks over to one of them, removes a false panel, and pulls out the rest of the will. That includes the titles, the lands, the deeds, and a small chest full of gems and gold. And Diane, Jonas tells you, "I left it with my forefathers. Now that I know who to trust, it can go to my daughter, as it should. I can rest. Thank you."
You're welcome. So these will be going to Navara. She gets what she deserves. And she's not a spoiled brat as we initially thought.
She's right behind you.
Yeah, she's
Yes, Navara. I thought you were a spoiled brat, but I hear that you are quite a good seamstress. Your dress is beautiful.
Thank you. I don't want the titles. I hate court. I hate being a princess or duchess. I don't want that. I just want to have my own. I just want to make my own dresses. I want to be known for what I can do, not for what I was born into. I don't care who gets the titles after this.
Take the money and run, sister.
Yeah, kinda. Me and my fiance, we want to start a new life together.
She says fiance. Toxin kind of looks at her. Would you like to come to my room this evening?
She's all,
We could
no. No.
he just unceremoniously like drops her as he was helping. He was kind of holding her up. He just like lets her go.
Yeah, she's a little more stable on her feet because of the healing word, and she's just like weirdo.
I thought for sure he was actually the swashbuckler, and I was like, what?
Yeah, John and I have been talking for weeks. No.
Yeah, it's like all planned.
She says, I know someone who the next dukedom over who I could sell the titles to, and he'll take good care of the people and the keep and.
We'll sell the titles.
Well, I mean,
What do you want?
I don't want them. I mean, they either need to go to another nobility or to family.
What about Gamut? Didn't he want something?
Well, isn't he dead?
No, I stayed.
No,
he
he's just
dead?
unconscious.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, it can go to family. Do
I don't.
you want?
I mean, I'm quite happy traveling and adventuring. I don't know if I need to whole kingdom. But if Gambit wants it, I guess we can. Can we bestow it to him?
I suppose if he wants it, and she turns to you, Solo, and goes back to your sister. Yeah, if he wants it, I guess we could give it to him. She briefly considers you and is like, no, you shot me.
Well deserved.
If my brother, he did kill him. I don't. Barrow, should we give it to Gambit? I mean,
Caden can
attacked him.
probably heal him. He's fine.
I understand, but you attacked him. You had a reason.
Yes, he was
Is he
shoddy,
trustworthy?
just like everyone else.
Who
in this
hasn't been
room.
shot by Barrow before? I mean, you know.
It's
We've
fair.
all been there. You guys talk to Gamut in the morning after he's had a night to sleep and he's been healed up. He begrudgingly accepts the titles and vows to be a kind and but stern ruler, just as Jonas had been.
Gamut,
And
I apologize. It was Saxton had put some sort of mind control over me, and it was forcing me to kill you. He kept telling me in my head that you were the killer, but I was able to fight it off once I realized I had made a mistake. Please take my deepest apologies.
He gives you a look that you know means he made an Arcana check, but he smirks and nods.
I mean,
Please.
to a point, I'm telling the truth because he was a little whiny baby and I didn't think he did it, and you were really scary looking, so I wanted to attack you. But yes.
Okay, you're just kind of digging a hole there.
Yeah,
and
no.
Toxin looks over at this debacle going on with Barrow and just kind of laughs and he says, Gamut, I simply like stabbing you.
That's fair.
That's fair. Please, I invite you at any time to never come back. And that's where we're going to end our game tonight for the deck of stories.
On my way out,
Well done.
on my way out, I want to go back to that same place where the bodies are, because that's where the Duke is buried, right?
Yep.
I want to lean in and be like, "Well played, Jonas. Well played," and then walk out.
Nice. Solo, do you want to flip those cards for us?
I do. Hang on.
Oh, I get to see
So,
where all
these are
these
the-
ideas came from.
Let's make them a little bigger.
Let's see.
Ooh.
Can we read them? Or
Nice.
should I make them
After the king's
Questionable.
funeral, a servant tells you that they suspect foul play. A trusted NPC is not who they claim. Instead, they are a shapeshifter. Your new ring likes to give you questionable advice that only you can hear.
I
And-
do feel like some of it was good advice.
Yeah.
Yes, in retrospect,
Yeah.
it's questionable at the time. And
Yeah.
And Caden, Ollie figured out, the human person figured out what the ring was. Ollie, you want to share with her what the ring was?
Yeah, so when I was making my character, I was like, oh man, what uncommon items should I look at? And so I read all of them. And one of them was the Ring of Mind Shielding. And the secondary effect of the ring, besides like shielding you from mind effects, is that when you die, your soul goes into that ring, and you can choose to stay in that ring or pass
That's
on. And if
right.
someone puts it on, you can communicate to them. And when I figured it out that it was that ring, was when it became invisible, because that's another effect of the ring. And I was just like, oh shit. And then I was immediately like, I almost took that ring, dude.
Yeah, she
That's
texted me and I was like,
really
oh
cool.
no. Yeah,
That's really
so
cool.
that's not even a homebrew. That's just a real thing in D&D, you guys.
Okay.
All right. Well, hey, thank you guys for playing. Thank you guys for watching.
So much
This is the deck of stories, including the NPC cards, which were
Yes, beautiful NPCs.
all
Yeah,
of
the
our
art on
who'dunit
those are very
saints,
nice.
and those are actually all of their real names as well.
Oh, nice.
It was well
Nice.
done. You know, all the role play from the players was great, except for Chris. And then Jason, you're a very good DM, man. I love your voice acting. Even though you blocked me on my assassin's attack, you were graceful about it, and I don't hold any grudge. Just don't ever play in one of my campaigns. See what happens.
Yeah.
I thought that was you.
No,
Great.
listen, John, I'm gonna go to sleep tonight, and you're just gonna be like over my bed with a drow dagger. I get it. No, I mean,
This is a prize attack, Jason.
he's like, assassinate, punk.
Well,
This is the way.
it's funny because
Who's
John.
next?
I have a bow of warning, so it was funny that John picked a weapon of warning and I picked a weapon of warning.
I saw that as well. Yeah. So all of this stuff you can get on the Kickstarter. I think Solo's going to drop a link in there, and so you get the NPC cards. Volume 1 and 2 of the deck of stories is available on the Kickstarter. There's like 3 days left to go. It's super mega funded, but we'd love to give you the chance to get it into your hands and be one of the first people to get to use the deck of stories to create your adventure in 15 minutes or less.
Amazing.
Yeah, fantastic. And hey, thank you, Will, at Wicked Studios for the raid.
Yeah.
People popping in just as we're done.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. But we are going to continue to pay it forward, so please continue to spread the love. Total Party Chill, Saintverse, Blue Box RPG, Fable 42, Critical Dice. We're going to go ahead and raid Crit the World 20. Don't know who they are, but they're playing D&D. They have 4 viewers, so let's go ahead and shake the walls and spread the love. If you like what you see, give them a follow. But we will see you guys. What day is it today? Tuesday? Tomorrow for the next episode of Realms of Ukador at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, where we find out what the party has slept on top of. But until then,
On top of?
what? I didn't say that.
What? Nothing?
And we will see you guys next time.
KPK, what?
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Rate them.